Hello. Welcome again to the Prince Robert Show. We're very sorry for coming on this week. We apologize for that. But we are here. So sorry. We share the show. Got Dr. William, Chief Dr. William TOWAH. He's going to be my guest today. He'll be here for about an hour, maybe 1 hour and a half, 1 hour, 2 hours. That's the time that Dr. got there. Appreciate it. Whoever come here, he's already participated. Share the show. Chief is joining me from all the way in Nigeria. Share the show today. Share the show on the platform. All even Liberians around the world. Join us. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I share the show also, I ask that you share the show. And got other Liberians. We are Nigerians to come and listen to Dr. William TOWAH. Okay, he's going to be joining me pretty soon. He's backstage. Chief is backstage. Share the link. Okay, let me get the chief on here. So you don't waste the chief time here. So everybody, hello and happy new year to all my followers around the world. Okay. We'll be playing some music here also. People will be telling us about giving us our information. Okay. Nigeria there, and I'm all the way here in TOWAH, Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Prince Double Show again. The Honorable Chief Dr. William TOWAH is joining me from all the way Nigeria. Is that Abuja?
Yeah, that's Abuja.
Abuja. Okay. All right. Chief Dr. TOWAH, welcome to the Prince Double Show.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure.
Okay, I think I think this is your first time on the Prince Double Show.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, finally we got you here to talk to your people and Liberians, Grangerans, and people around the world. Please share the show and listen to our Honorable Dr. William TOWAH. So, Honorable Chief Dr. TOWAH, I will give you the time to introduce yourself. Let me give you 2 minutes to introduce yourself to my audience.
All right. Thank you, Frank. Franks, thank you so much. Well, I am William Ejan Tuwa, and I earned my bachelor's in accounting, master's in strategic management, and PhD in public policy and administration, with emphasis public management and leadership. I've worked in government several positions, including deputy minister and acting minister of agriculture for 3 years, deputy minister of post and telecommunications, general of the National Food Assistance Agency.
Honorable TOWAH, 1 minute. Honorable TOWAH, 1 minute. The feedback, the audio is not okay. It's not good. I don't know if you can go back and come back on. The audio is yeah.
All right. Let me try to do that.
Yeah, go back and come back on. Yeah, the audio is bad. So let me wait a little bit and play the music and wait that you fix your audio. We want to wait for the honorable man to tell the audio is bad. You can tell, you always can tell the audio is very, very bad. And it's bad. The audio is bad. So the chief is all the way from Abuja. He's going to come back here and he's going to continue. Then we're not going to waste our time. We're going to go straight in our interview. Share the show. Okay, share the show. Okay.
Can we run a test? See if you're hearing me clear?
Yeah. But it just you just put the phone down. You left it already?
I'm sorry?
Oh, you're not hearing me?
No, I can hear you now.
You're holding the phone. I want you to put it down.
No, I'm not holding it in my hands. I have it on the system.
Okay, we're hearing you. Go ahead.
All right. So, can you hear me clear?
We're hearing you now, yes.
All right, beautiful. In fact, I will lay back. Let me just come up a little bit.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, so my name is William Tuwa. My father is from Niao, and my mother is from Konabo. And I went to elementary school in Zwedru, the Baptist school. Went to Assembly of God, elementary and junior high school. And then graduated from E. Jonathan Goodrich and went to the University of Liberia, where I earned my bachelor's in accounting. I went to the US and I earned my master's in strategic management at the St. Mary's Catholic University in Minnesota. Still in Minnesota, I went to the Walden University in Minnesota. And I started my program. I came back to Africa. I continued through distance learning. Then I earned my PhD in public policy and administration with emphasis in public management and leadership. I work in several positions in government, including acting minister of agriculture, Deputy Minister of Posts and Telecommunications, Director General of the National Food Assistance Agency, Deputy Minister of Finance for Expenditure and Debt Management, uh, Vice President for Operations at the National Housing and Savings Bank, traveled to the US and in Minnesota, served as manager at the Homeward Bound Incorporated, and also served as key staff at the TCF Bank in Minnesota. When I returned to Liberia, I joined ECOWAS. First, I joined the Ministry of Finance as a consultant, Ministry of Public Works, also as a consultant, strategic management consultant at Ministry of Public Works. Redesigned the ministry. I was also involved in redesigning the Ministry of Public Works, where the Ministry of Public Works will provide supervision and not involved in road construction. From there, I joined ECOWAS. For the last 14 and a half years, I've been at ECOWAS, first as Chief of Budget, and then as Director of Administration and Finance at the ECOWAS Court of Justice. And so I have worked throughout this period in building strong public policy engagements across the country and across the sub-region, keenly working to harness the quality of life of all people in Liberia and across the sub-region. And I'm a proud product of good governance initiative, both in my country and the ECOWAS sub-region. I have engaged member states, all the member states have been working, all of them, to strengthen governance in those institutions, the rule of law, and also helping to strengthen institutions in this country to promote good governance. Now that I have served ECOWAS over 14 and a half years, I have this gone November retired, honorably retired. And I am winding up now. In the next couple of days, I'll be moving back home to Liberia to start a new life. A new life. People say, I always tell people I'm tired. I mean, I'm retired, but I'm not tired. So I'm going back home for the rest of my life to see how I can continue to assist the government, both the national government and also local government in Grand Jide, to continue to improve the quality of life of our people. Because I think what people need more is our people across the globe, from Monrovia to Kipamba, from Lufa to Riverses, from Nimba to Kipmount, and then from Jide to Bakul. Our people need jobs. And so with all of my contacts in America, in the sub-region, I am going to, as someone who is now stationed in country, I'm going to pull strings to make sure that people that I know who have interest in investing in our country, with my being on the ground, I'll be able to drive some of those initiatives that will lead these people to want to engage and get involved into investing in our country. And I'm talking about real investment that provides tangible results aimed at uplifting our people. So basically, I'm going back home, though retired from ECOWAS, but I still have some energy to give back to our country.
Okay.
Thank you, friends. It's a pleasure to be here with you today on your most dynamic show. I follow you a lot over the years, and I want to say thank you so much for the great job you are doing for Mama Liberia and Grand Jide
Thank you, Chief.
in particular.
Thank you, Dr. Chief Dr. William TOWAH. Thank you very much. So one would ask, when did you start working with the ECOWAS? Which year?
I started working with ECOWAS 2011.
Oh, 2011.
2011.
Okay. So 2011, you started working with ECOWAS, and you retired this year. You relocated to Liberia. When will you be going to Liberia this month?
Yes. As a matter of fact, in the next couple of days, I'll be going back.
And you be in Monrovia or you be in Georgia or you be between?
Well, I'll be based in Monroe for now, but I'll be for a good time of my stay in Liberia. I'll be in Grand as well because I have my cocoa plantation there, and I'll be spending much time there to improve it because I love agriculture. I love agriculture, and I also put in more time also to the university in Grand where I serve as chairman
Yeah,
of
we're
the
gonna
board
go
of
to that.
directors. There are just so many things I couldn't enumerate all of them.
Yeah,
Things that I've
yeah,
been doing, things
we're
I'm
gonna
doing.
go
In
to we're
fact,
gonna go we're
as a
gonna go
matter of
to that.
fact, Prince, I'm also a senior consultant uh, at the governing institution in Ghana, and from time to time provide research papers and all of that.
Okay. So you're gonna be between Monrovia and Grand Jide. You got a cocoa farm in Grand Jide. The board, you still serve on the board of the university in Grand Jide.
That's correct. That's
Okay.
correct.
So like talked about Grand Jide County. We know you Liberian, but you from actually Grand Jide County. All these experience that you got, these doctor degree, and you serve on the board. What are you doing Grand Jide for your people?
All right.
Education wise, like say job and all that stuff. What are you doing in there?
All right. Thank you, Frank. Prince. Thank you, Frank. Prince. Thank you so much. Uh, you know, Grand we are all like Liberians, and Liberia is special to me. But our country, Liberia, is like a house. And so when you go in a house, then each person has each ethnic group is like a room in a house, or each county is like a room in a house. So our respect is to, but also by destiny, the fact that we are from a particular county, it means that it is our responsibility while we are carrying on the collective drive to also carry on specific drive for the areas in which God has destined us to originate from. So first, when I was at the university as a lecturer and also where I became vice president for the faculty association, I maintained close ties with schools in Grand Jide. And before the war, I was part of the movement, the youth movement that was championing the cause for the creation of university or extending the university branches across the world. And so while teaching at the university, I have always availed myself to the students, to all students, but students from graduate particularly, mentoring them, guiding them. And so an opportunity came about where the president at the time, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, invited a delegation from America to do a feasibility studies on the creation of establishing tertiary education institutions across the country, what we call community colleges, with the aim of harnessing the human resource sector of the country, given that the country was emerging from war and there is constraint in that domain. So I happened to be one of those at the time. Senator Jinabo was called upon by the president, like other senators from other counties, to get involved that this delegation was coming. And knowing that I'm from Grand Jide and I was lecturing at the university, Senator Jinabo, let me give flowers to where flowers belong, called me and said, look, TOWAH, this is the situation. I want you to take a lead for Grand Jide. So I said, well, that's good. So what do you want me to do? He said, I want you to prepare a paper, to deliver a paper on behalf of Grand Jide. And I did. The delegation came, we engaged. At the time, my vision was to decentralize the University of Liberia. to have the Southeastern branch to be based in Zwedru. That was the people I presented. Other people presented people from all dimensions, handling all issues. But of course, the delegation that came with a mindset to create community colleges. So in the end, through negotiation, discussion, it was agreed by delegates that the approach of community colleges was endorsed. And initially, there were four counties.
Okay.
That's grand today.
After Dr. TOWAH, after the university, it was first a community college. This what the Grand Jira Community College was first established as the college, then university status.
That's correct, Frank. And Prince, and I'm coming there.
You keep calling me Frank.
I have so many.
I think you got a Frank.
I have my closest boy here that run all my errands here.
Yeah,
he called you Frank here, so I call him a lot. Yeah, I call him a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So, anyways, just to summarize, and just to harness the fact that when it comes to education, what we did in our domain, and so eventually the Grand Judea Community College was established, and thanks to President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And so we got it off the ground. I left to join ECOWAS. Other people were appointed, and the college continued.
Okay.
And eventually, President Joseph Jaman Boakai saw the wisdom and appointed me as chairman of the board of trustees, to which I'm very grateful, and to all the leaders of Grand Judea County who play a part in that process. Okay. And so I am honored to keep giving back to Grand Judea. And all of me.
Dr. TOWAH, we got it. Dr. TOWAH, did you see the building, the whole, the university status now, from college to university? Did you at one point went into Grand Judea and saw the building? Did you at any time lay your eyes on the building, the structure?
Yes, Prince, I actually paid a visit to Grand Judea. I saw the building, and that's another issue by itself.
Yeah, because you were board member, you were board chair for the whole college. You saw the building. You traveled around. You went to University of, I think, St. Mary's in Minneapolis. I was in Minneapolis with you, so I know what I'm talking about. And then you went to the University of Liberia. You went to the University of St. Mary's. You traveled around. Do you think that building, the structure that we now refer to as a university from college level, where our leaders now are claiming credit for, they established it? Do you think that's the structure for our county? Or do you think something of a fireplace went along the line? The structure. Let's talk about the structure.
Okay, Prince. Thank you. I think that's a good point. So much is desire, and as the chairman of the board of directors, I am beginning to look into all sectors. Resources flow to the university, the application of the resources, and so, in fact, next month I'm having a board meeting. This year, the beginning of the year board meeting. So, yes, what I can say to you is that every great thing starts from somewhere. Every great country, every great organization, even great universities, all began from somewhere. So if your question is, am I satisfied, am I pleased with the structures on the ground? My answer is no. Can we do better? My answer is yes, we can do better. And so that doing better is what I am involved with to make sure that we do better. Resources coming in, they are managed and they apply accordingly. Since I took over, and as I said again, the financial review, the documentation I asked for is being done right now. You can be called the president of the university. He will confirm that to you. But at the same time, we're not sitting down. While those are sort of do some work, they are doing it. There are some work that we ought to do. Can't sit supinely. Immediately I got there, we realized that, number one, the nursing program, that is the flagship program at the university. or college at the time, was closed due to some reasons of not having logistics and other requirements to meet the standard. So that program was closed. At the same time, other fees, even though there is some free education, but other fees imposed was around $75 to $100 US, and some of the students were struggling to raise that money. So immediately when I got there, when the board took over, we reduced that amount by 75%. So that I think by now students are paying like $22, $23 to enter university.
Okay.
At the same time, the program, the nursing program that was closed, all effort has been put to work to make sure that program is revived. And that process is around 80 to 85% complete. Let me use this medium to say a very big thank you to the Grand Jude Association in the Americas, the GGAA, President Edith TOWAH and her team. They were very generous. They made a contribution of close to, I don't have the figure here right now, but they made a generous contribution to get our program started. And so what they contributed and other things, other resources that we have, what those things that are required are being finalized now, so that program, the coming semester, that program can get started. And so what I can say is that the university as it is, from the community college or university, the infrastructures on the ground, they may not meet, they may not be to our satisfaction, but we are making progress.
But do you think anybody play with the finances, the building funds, the fund to do you think, as a citizen of that county, do you think anyone, any leader, whoever was in charge, play with the funds? Do you think that structure was meant to be built like that? Somebody diverted funds, somebody tampered with the funds. That what we got that's not even to me. I saw that building as something supposed to be built in maybe in one of my Indo towns. Or to refer to that, because when we see like Lo-Fi University, you see Tuckman University, so we thought we were going to see the same thing. So as a grand son of the soil, do you think anybody tampered with the funds that was sent or meant for that building?
Prince, you know, I am an accountant, and throughout my life, for the most part, I've been working in finance. So I wouldn't make a hasty generalization. Let my people organize the financial documentation, the financial record with how the records in order for my review.
But Chief Dr. TOWAH, you are built in Liberia. I've put a structure in Liberia. But somebody come to me and say this building here is maybe 100,000, and I know the $100,000 building. Do you think, Honorable TOWAH, they spend almost $1 million on that building? Do you think that building is even a $500,000 building or $300,000 building? You saw university, even high schools or even elementary schools around here in Nigeria that you reside. Do you think anybody tamper with that money? Somebody need to be held liable, accountable for that?
Prince, I can say to you, if anyone tamper with the money, we'll get to know, and if we know whoever did that will be brought to book. And so let us don't get before the horse. Let's do the needful. I mean, I don't want to say
how long
at my level now, Prince.
How long is going to take? How long is going to take to do the needful?
Well,
that building been down for more than I think 10 years. That building, that thing we call university. We're giving a starter now. We elevated to university status.
Progress, Prince. Even the university level we have now, I know I work. Progress is being made. As I said to you, you know, at my level as an elder statesman, and as an elder grandkid, what I say carries weight. And so I don't want to talk loosely, but I can say to you, we will review, in fact, we are reviewing the process.
Deep down, Honorable TOWAH, the Chief Dr. TOWAH know that some kind of a mistake or some kind of a tempering with. I mean, maybe you may not say here, Mr. Dr. TOWAH, but I mean, we are all citizens of the land. We have put buildings down. People build things. We saw it, and We just want a better thing for our county, Honorable Chua. So I hope you as a board chair, you go into these things. Anyone that temper or play with our university, they need to be held liable, accountable for that. You don't think that's something that your board would take on to do?
Absolutely, Prince. This what I was saying to you, because the thing is, and that's one of the reasons why I'm coming back home, Prince. When I come back home, I would have said I'm coming to America to sit down, or I'm going to stay in Monrovia. But I'm going to be actively engaged at the university level, and even at the level of local government, even at the level of national government. Whether I get a position or not, there's so much to do. I'm going to get engaged. And so, coming to the university, we are looking into that matter. What we receive, how was it spent, what are the outcome that we have matches the infusion of resources. At the appropriate time, definitely, all Grandians sitting on my voice as chairman of the board of trustees, they will be informed. I can assure you. And if it is clear that someone may have put their hands in the cookies jar, that person will be brought to book. But again, as I said, at my level, I cannot just come and talk loosely, but I can say to you that as long as I took over and our involvement to the point that the university has gone to the level of a full-fledged university, the college has gone to the level of full-fledged university, the president of the Republic of Liberia and all the officials in the line of administration, they all respect Grand Jide, and they are done the needful of Grand Jide. In fact, one of my calling, my instruction is to make sure that as a head in terms of the board of trustees, because there's not a board of directors, we are the board of trustees. It means that the resources in this domain for the people of Liberia, the people of Grand Jide, are entrusted to us to provide stewardship. So I always tell people who are the administrator, the board of trustees is not board of directors. We are here from A to B. We monitor everything, even expenditure. So we are looking to that. And if there's any misappropriation, any misconduct, let me use that word, in the past, and if that is on earth, we shall deal with it. But going forward, step by step actions are being taken. In fact, what I'm going to do now when I get back to Liberia, perhaps I'll be giving quarterly interview to your station and to all stations that are connected with Grand Jide, even Liberia, even other media in Liberia, to show to throw light on the Grand Jide community, on the Grand Jide University, because I think we deserve better, and this president knows that. And budgets that are being prepared and budgets that have been passed, I want to believe that Grand Jide is considered. And in fact, I'm in contact with the president of the university. He briefed me last night. He'll be coming to Monrovia. There are some reports the Ministry of Finance won. He's working on that. But the funding coming to Grand Jide, of course, the entire republic, there is fund. The needs, the resources we have cannot match the needs of the country. So there will always be areas where there will be shortfall. So we did not get all that we want. But at the same time, we have to be able to strategize, to create game plans that will be able to raise funding for the university instead of depending on the government solely. And so I've told the university administration that they had to start. I've told them what to do, some scooping strategic papers to do. And we can all review to begin to engage donors to come to the university. And I think that what I can say to all Grandians and all Liberians is that it was not an easy thing for the president to say that Grand Jide Community College go to university level. It was not just a mere say. The president and the government mean business when they pass that act. And so it means that they want that university to function to its true meaning and to its calling for which it was created. And those of us who are in charge, we have to keep knocking doors to attract resources that will do this work. And that will do. But anybody who puts their hands in the cookies jar and there's something wrong, and if that we discover that, the due process required will take its course. And so shall thou be. And that I can assure you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I gotta push you up because we all need a good thing for our county. When our brothers and sisters are going to school and in a very good environment, we feel very fine. Especially when we look in other counties and see their universities or their colleges. I hope you understand why I went too deep into that question. Now let's pivot a little bit to the county, Grand Gita County. I don't know if you saw the I think back in or no, October or something like that, October, November, with the county superintendent going into the bar zone bill, district number 3, and giving out some land to the leasing out some land to the Burkina B. You heard about that story?
Yes, I heard that story. I mean, even from your station, from your
Okay,
broadcast, I heard that
as a
story.
citizen, someone who was born in Australia, went to school, probably went on the farm with his dad. Do you think that's how the way the superintendent went about? Can you just speak to that whole issue? Do you think it was the right way to go about doing it?
All right. Now, since we are getting to local government administration, please let me take a few minutes to say something to the government of Liberia.
Go ahead, sir.
And I think President Boakai and the team of leaders at this time, for me, let me give them specific credit for making the road going to Jide pliable through the immediate past difficult rainy season that just passed. And since over a decade, in fact, over 2 decades or 3 decades, our people have suffered.
We say 3 decades.
So to see that road is possible.
In the 80s, we used to see, but then from there, we didn't see people do that. So
That's
3
right.
decades, yeah. 3 decades.
That's right. So let me first and foremost say kudos to President Boakai, the Minister of Public Works, the Minister of Finance, and all associated with this enterprise. I want to say your thank you plenty the Liberian way. Your thank you plenty. Your thank you from the bottom of my heart. And when I say thank you, it means that we go to Grand Jide also say thank you. I may not be official of Grand Jide, but I'm a true son of Grand Jide. And I'm an illustrious son of Grand Jide. And so it is from that purview that I'm also saying thank you on behalf of the people of Grand Jide. So thank you, President Boakai.
Could you give some credit? Could you give some credit to the CDC government too? Because money was allocated during their administration, and all Boakai did was just use the money that was allocated and brought and put aside. Will you give the CDC government some credit for that road, that particular corridor?
Yes, Prince. You know, anyone who has done something for Grand Jide, no matter how much it is, even though it is the responsibility of the government to do for its people, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong to say thank you. So yes, anyone who has played a role, who has even allotted a fund or who has secured a fund before other government came in, when I say thank you to the current government, it means that thank you goes down. So yes, the President Weah, who was immediate past president, I say thank you to him also, because who has done something for Grand Jide, they deserve to be thanked. And so yes, I don't have a problem with telling President Weah thank you for the role he played in that process. Now, coming to the land issue that you talk about in Basel.
Yes.
It is clear because the contract that was signed was nullified. So it is clear that there was a wrongdoing. So what I can advise is that as a big brother and a fatherly figure for the county, when I come in the public domain, is not to degrade or to denigrate. That I can't do, because all the young people, some of them were my students, some I know, they see me, even when I come to the county, they all respect me. What I can advise is that the land, in fact, the resources of Grand Jide belong to the people of Grand Jide. So any intervention, be it the land, forest, resources under the ground, the people of Grand Jide who are the custodian of those resources before some that leaders were born just yesterday, and even their equal mates, they must be consulted. It doesn't take power away from anyone by consulting your people and carrying your people along. So now that there was a wrongdoing, and I think the superintendent, had a regret about it. And so what I can say now is that, little brother, as superintendent, please continue to do what is right. And we are not sure of anything. All of us are here. Call. And by calling and consulting, it does not take anything away from you. What that does is that you are empowered. So that would be my advice towards that. And that leads me.
Honorable TOWAH, since that happened, I think since in September, October, it happened with the Bazon Forest. About last week, last week we just saw it happen in Grand Juda County, in the Chien district area, where some Chinese company went in the people forest. We're out meeting all those towns that would be affected, sat the people down, talk to the people. The superintendent even going in there, but the superintendent, according to info, he sat in Monrovia and then he told the Chinese to go there. So do you think he's learning from his mistakes? Because they had to put the ground devil outside to hurt the whole thing. The Chinese went in, they violated the ground devil, and they seized the Chinese, they put them in the bush until they had to, when they talked to the poor before they left them. As we speak, their cars they took are still in the bush.
Yeah, so in fact, that's the point I was coming to when you came in. I had to give you a chance because this is your show. So, Prince, I will continue to provide to play the role of a teacher, a mentor, a guardian, a resource person to our county. I can say to our people, and not only the superintendent, all those county officials, by the fact that you are serving the county at this time, does not make you the boss. In fact, what it is that it is an opportunity to serve. It is an opportunity to serve. So your employers are the people. So even though President Boakai may have appointed you, but President Boakai was elected. President Boakai was hired, if you will, by the people to do their job. And to help him, he appointed you. So in essence, your bosses are the people. So I will continue to warn the fact that, look, officials, county officials, you are not bosses to the people. You are servants. And let me also say this to the people themselves as well. You are the employer of the county officials. They are not your bosses. When anybody is sleeping, you chiefs, elders, some leaders, among the women, the youth, you air your voice today. What we have, all the community radios, they provide voice to the voiceless. Hold their feet to the fire. Because it is only by doing that that the right things will be done. Because sometimes there is a tendency, sometimes it's knowingly or unknowingly, sometimes you become zealous that they think that they assume positions that they do not really have, because leaders in the county, they are servants, they are not heads, they are employed, and the employers are the people. So sometimes you don't understand this. And so by being county officials, they think that they are the bosses, and they want to carry on things anyhow. But citizens have to be educated now with all the radios that we have, civil society organizations, there is to provide advocacy so that the county officials, even the president himself of the republic, is humble. When you see him talk, his interaction with people, his demeanor is not aggression. So I would suggest that all take a cue from the chief executive that we hired to lead our country, to serve us. He's not an aggressive man. He's a passive man. He carries people along. See, in fact, let me say a very big thank you to him again about the situation that you were brave enough in the face of criticism. He was able to say, look, President Doe has to be buried back home, which coincided with the going of my own niece, Nancy Bond Doe. I want to say thank you. It takes men of courage. As I said again, when you see him, you don't see aggression in him, but he is a resolute CEO that we have to manage our country. And so The rest of the team, they need to take a cue from the president.
So
But
what
I'm
do you
sorry,
think now,
if they continue,
especially the situation in Chien district, the Vleitan area? You from two districts. You from Kunemo district and from Chien district. Your district is there. District one is the that's what we are talking about now. What do you think that can be done now to solve that whole problem? With the Chinese going in, with the people in the town not certified, the superintendent also. Everybody, what do you think that can be done to solve that problem as a citizen of that county?
there has to be a de-escalation, and the de-escalation need to come from the county authority. The de-escalation must come from the county authority. Why? Because the county authority are those that the citizen hired to administer their affairs. And so when the citizens are not happy, they should find a way around instead of being forceful, but to be passive, and then to re-engage in the passive form to know where the missteps were, and then to begin to take corrective actions. So my advice is that county officials, the superintendent, the assistant superintendent, and the rest of the people, please readjust yourself. This is not a power play. You want peace in your county. You want your people to enjoy. You want your people to get benefit. Sometimes maybe you ran fast, they didn't understand you. Somebody has to pull the plug to de-escalate. And I would say the leaders are trained. This is what they are appointed. They have seminars for them. They have training for them. They have to de-escalate to engage their citizens to have tranquility in the county. The next 2-3 days I'll be in Liberia. And I've also happened, as serving on the board, I have the civil society leader in Grand Jide on the board, on the university board. What I'm going to do to help the process, I'm going to call tonight. I've been trying to call my secretary as well. But I would like that our government, officials in the county need to lead the de-escalation process, because with the trouble, nobody gains. And the investors that come in, I think they are coming with good intentions, but we have to tell them what it is. Because somebody who want to invest, we want to take the minerals, to bring bulldozers, it means that they are serious, but we have to tell them what our interest is and what are the conditions before they can even go in the bush. You can do that by getting the people involved. And as I said again, Prince, carrying people along does not disempower. What that does is that in management science is that it empowers you by carrying your staff along, by carrying your people along, by carrying your bosses along. So I will encourage the superintendent. I will personally get involved with some phone calls to de-escalate. Sometimes I don't get all the details from where I am. Now that you're saying it, it means that the problem has not been resolved. So I will get involved, and that's what I'm going to do back home. I'm not going to wait for any appointment. In fact, that's not my preoccupation. As a Grandidian, as a Liberian, there are issues, there are concerns, there are jobs to do. What I can do, I will do. Whether it's writing some articles, and because you have been reading some of my articles, I don't only criticize, I identify the problem and I provide solution. All my writing, over almost 30 articles I've been writing for the past year and a half. I identify problem or problems, and I provide solution. That's what I do. And so I'll continue to do those things.
Okay. Let's go to the Putu Mountain. The mountain is in your county, the Putu Mountain. The Russian were operating that mountain, they closed. Now we're getting information that the government and some other companies, they are trying to go back and reopen that mountain. Do you think the government that is head now by Joseph Boyka, the wise man, 40 some more years, should send people in that particular area who resources they're going to mine, even though it's in Liberia, so it's for Liberians, to go inform the people in that particular Grand Jide area, that whole Grand Jide, what they're going to benefit from those things. What do you think the government is carrying on with this? How do you see it, the Putu Mountain?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prince. And that is a very important topic that you have brought up. And let me retrogress a little before I come to the present situation. There was a misstep in the previous PUTU arrangement. In fact, President Shirley at the time had a very good intention to decentralize investments so that all part of Liberia will feel investments so that economic growth can be a reality. So the government did a good thing by engaging investors. Now, and this one I was involved with it because I was managing director for National Housing Authority. And so I had some clout in the government. So when this thing came about, I engaged along with several others, even the like Brazilian Americans, all of us were involved. That PUTU agreement, good as it was, but there were some areas when it comes to application that needed some tightening of some clarity. While we're in that process, engaging, my brother Steve Bole and I, and several other people, to our surprise, that agreement was signed overnight by our legislators at the time. And when it came to application of the agreement, the best job for Nigerians they ever had were either gardener or security. Most of the jobs Nigerians did not benefit. I'm not even talking about the geological jobs. I've been talking about administrative jobs, HR managers, accounting, chief accounting, controller, those kinds of jobs. We had graduates that got so many degrees in those areas. But because the screws were not put in places, they should have been so that when the operation starts, those things can be a requirement. People were only concerned to sign for whatever reasons. I know you are also a graduate, engage them. What I would not do is to indict people, but I was not pleased the way that agreement was signed overnight, and all the noise we made was just on deaf ear, and the PUTU Mountain started to operate. However, God being God, natural occurrences happen, and the company folded and left. Now the company, I understand there's a new company. Even though I have been asking, what is the name of the new company that's coming in to inherit this company? I have yet for anyone to tell me. They'll say, oh yeah, you will know. You will know. At my level of intelligence and exposure to governance, and maybe involved with our county, some leadership being the chair of the university, I asked, and nobody told me. In fact, there was a meeting recently that we had with three legislators. The question was asked, who are the investors? They could not tell us. So there's nothing to hide. Those resources are for the people of Grand Judea and the people of Liberia. Whatever it is that is going on, provide the information. There's nothing to hide, so that the right things are done, so that Grand Judea benefits. So that the same thing they are doing now in the Western cluster, where they trunk iron ores and use the road and break down the roads, so that what is in the agreement to build train track, those things can be done. Instead of the muddy roads we got, they start mining rocks. They got tire truck moving the street back and forth and damage the streets. So those things must be sorted out. And my appeal is that while we are asking, even up to now, we requested the new agreement that has been discussed. The response we got was, well, the previous agreement is the same as the new agreement. All right, well, whatever clauses have been changed, the new company name that has been inserted, give it to the Grand Judeans. So I think, Prince, I'm going to challenge you now. Call your legislators. Is it the same old company coming back, or is it a new company? My information is a new company. But Grand Judeans have yet to know the name of the new company that's coming and the agreement that carries the new company name. So Grand Judeans can begin to analyze that documentation. It's a secret. And so my advice is that there should be no secret. We are talking about the people's resources. And so the people deserve the right to know what arrangement, what engagements are being made to exploit or to extract their minerals, and so that the benefit that they deserve, they can get the benefits. And as I said the other day when I talked to one of the radio stations in Wedru, I'm coming to Liberia, and when I look, Open Bar is no more. When I look, Jansen Peter Fly is no more. When I look, the great men of the late 80s, in fact, I don't know if you go way back to the 70s, they are no more, but we are here. We are here. And so I don't think when I get back to Liberia, anybody will be destroying them to close my mouth. Yeah.
Dr. TOWAH, Honorable TOWAH, Chief Dr. TOWAH, who's supposed to go in those towns and inform our people, our our representatives? Who's supposed to do that? Because
of course,
I want to play this video. I'm going to play this video, okay? I'm going to play this video. This is a district number 2 representative, my representative, speaking to her people, and she's telling her people. I want you to listen to it. My very poor, not ready.
Come to say thank you. So I'm not going to address concerns. I will address your facts, like things in the town that you need of, the difficulties you're going through. When you come to town hall, you want other things you really need in your town. I got the information. And I don't promise things I don't do.
So I think I'm not. This is not a real video, but in one of those videos, the representative is telling the people in that town hall meeting that you heard that the Putu Mountain will be open. Who's supposed to tell those people in the town about the Putu Mountain? I mean, I was thinking as a representative of that district, after you talk all those things in Monrovia, your responsibility, we got 3 Senate representatives. Those 3 representatives with the Senate, 2 senators, go into Grand Jide and inform their people, especially those people who will be affected. Those people are going to be blasting the mountains in the Kunamos area. Those people who will be affected. So, Mr. Dr. TOWAH, as a learned man, what do you think? Who's supposed to carry the information back to the people? Who's supposed to do that?
Mr. Dover, you know, the clip you're playing, I actually listened to that clip from start to end. So, more than twice.
Yeah.
So, let me say this to you. I know Representative Johnson from a distance. I'm sure if she sees me in the public, she would not know me. But at least I know her because I've seen her picture so many times. Probably she would know me. She might have seen my picture too. But we have not had direct interaction. But this is the same thing I will say.
Mm-hmm.
The Putu Mountain or Jide Mountain is in Kunabo. And let me say thank you to Marie, because at least she went around her district trying to engage. But I expected as she was going, she would even have the copy of the contract, the draft agreement.
The contract are blasting
to even give it, because the people, we got the commissioners, we got the town leadership, we got the district leadership. Those people are all letter people. Can they have a document to discuss it? And so when she spoke, in fact, I tell you, well, I think the representative they have to coordinate better. It's like she herself does not even do much about she doesn't know the details of the agreement, because she said she heard. And she doesn't even know how soon it will come. She just said it may be there 3 years, 3 months or so. But so she would not be definitive. So it means that there is some lack of information that maybe she does not have. In fact, I can say this to you. Representative Johnson does not have detailed information about the agreement, because I happened to be in a meeting with her with a diaspora group about 3 weeks ago, and she was completely flabbergasted about the information one representative was giving only at that meeting when she was not consulted. So you see, I think there is a disconnect. But the representatives, they have to work, they have to coordinate, because if that happens, there where things go with lightning, And then things, critical issue that must be discussed and analyzed are left out, and then the county is not served. And so, and I'm glad we have all of these community radios like yours. Please engage. Where is copy of the agreement that is before the legislators that they are discussing? Where is the copy? Did I share with you? It's a public document. It's a people's document.
Yeah.
So I expected the vacation. All of them would have gone by the Zwedru, since Zwedru is the melting pot where the senators and representatives will be, have one mass meeting, and then from there the representative goes to their own district to carry the message, carry a copy of the documentation, and get feedback from the people. Please share with us, the intellectuals. But now you should have a copy, Prince, so that we are discussing the Kudu Mountain on your show.
I mean, you said it all. The thing should be discussed. The people at the university, in the school, the students discussing it, lecturing people. Even put some people on there, give them something to go into towns and villages. Those students volunteer the services and educate the people.
That's correct.
Those guys will go in there. They're going to blast those places. Wherever particle going to affect our people, wherever water that will come down from those mountains or that mountain and go in our people water stream, and will affect our citizens. And we've seen everywhere the B Mountain, people complaining. They're ready to get put dynamo or whatever they call it and blast up the oil and the people get affected. Our people have to be informed. What are these people going to do over there? What are they going to even dig over there? What is the benefit? Each county, each town over there is supposed to have some clinic or school from those are the people resources. So they can't export your resources.
In fact, what if you get, friends, what if what you get is, friends, I'm sorry. What if what you get is we put a clinic in a school. It should be mini hospital, even hospitals,
yeah,
and well furnished. But let me say this to you, Prince, and this is my vow that I'm going back to Liberia with. We shall engage. Oh yes, our voices will echo. Any mishap about the agreement for the Putu Mountain mining that does not meet the satisfaction, the review of the poor Granjide, oh my God, will make the loudest of noise and will hold to the fire the feet of those concerned. Enough is enough. By now, that agreement should be shared to all of us. The agreement with a new company that is coming, that is taking over. I'm not talking about the old agreement.
The new company is like a Marabu. You know the Marabu. You go to the Marabu, the doctor will not, the contract doctor will not show you a leave. We don't even see the contract. Why can our lawyers? We are people who are educated all over the place. Look at those things. Go to the towns. Talk to the people. That's my own point here. Go to the people who will be affected. The resources not in Monrovia. It's in Granjide County, in that area, to inform the people. Well, the Chief Honorable, I go down now because I'll soon be opening the line. We've been only one hour now, so I'll be opening the line. But we want to know, Dr. TOWAH, Chief Dr. TOWAH. Will we see the Chief Dr. TOWAH on the ballot box 2029? Will we see him coming up with Dr. TOWAH, a senator, a representative, senator of Granjide County? Will we see that? I heard your dad was a senator or representative, one of them. Will you follow your footsteps?
Well, Prince, let me say this. Why not? I mean, those are public positions. Am I not a Granjidian? So, but one thing I will not do, though. One thing I will not do, because that is not part of my my philosophy. When it comes to the people's service, representative senators, those are people's positions. I'm not going to say I want it. No. If the people see and they say among our children, among them, this son is competent at this point in time to serve us, I would rather wait for our people to call upon me, to say we want to go and do it. And they myself will discuss. And when we discuss, when I'm convinced about their sincerity and their seriousness, then why not? But we'll get there. We'll get there. There is time for everything. In the Crown language, in all of the Crown language, we say deconti. everything has a time. I've just retired. I'm going home. I'm going to go home to meet the president, to meet the ministers. I mean, to provide my stewardship here, to have dialogue, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the president, other ministers. And then when I settle down, and then if there are other things to be done, we'll talk about it. And so if the people of Grand they come and say, look, TOWAH, we think among our children at this point in time, you can do it. When they come to me, we'll dialogue. And then what will come next will come next. But it is not impossible. It is a higher possibility. But everything has time. But my preoccupation right now is to go back home to inform our president to provide feedback on the job I did on behalf of the Republic of Liberia to the sub-region, and then to rest a little bit, and then to begin to engage.
So
and
Dr.
then what will
TOWAH,
come?
where we are hearing from you, where everybody hearing from Dr. TOWAH here, when the people of Grand Jide, if they don't petition you, you will not be saying on the ballot. Is that what we're getting from you?
But what I'm saying, friends, if the people of Grand Jide petition me, and then I will discuss with them. And if the petition has a strategic direction that will be articulated to me, then why not? But we have to discuss. But the occupying a senatorial representative position must, in the views of Dr. TOWAH, come from the people. And not that the TOWAH come and say, I want this. That's not my preoccupation. I'm a humble man.
The question still stands. If they do not petition you, we will not see you on the ballot. They have to petition you first.
Well, yeah, if you want to take your response that direction, that's fine.
Not Dr. Wall, I'll give you the time, Dr. TOWAH. I can't get up one morning and say, look, my people need me, so therefore I'm going to get in a race to see how we can serve our county.
Nick, our friend.
To petition you, Dr. TOWAH?
Nick, our friends. I'll come back to the Queen's language, but let me speak my language a little bit. Nick,
a lot of people here want to hear that part before you go to your.
I'll put it in English. And that's how people teach in Nigeria and even in Ghana. So let me say, Nick, I'm going to take 40. Etio Yinionka, Yambeko, yeah. It didn't know anything I bet Etinio Glaya, I'm a disa. So let me do what I have to do now. So there is time for everything and for every purpose. I'm going back home. Our people are discussing with me. We are discussing. But the appropriate time, when I have that holistic engagement, the outcome will be known, whether yes or no. But the disposition of TOWAH is that the people's job is, it should be the pronouncement of the people. Let me not say, because they will get it wrong. Sometimes people come and can't vote for the positions. And then more than not, when they get in position, they think that it is their entitlement. And then they tend to forget that this position is the people's position. The people are giving to me. So people say that, well, I wanted it, I went to them, and I pay for it. So the TOWAH dynamics is the other way around. This is the people's position. And the people's desire, my service. They will let me know. And then we'll sit down. If I am convinced, then I say again, why not? But until then, let me do what I can do. And then we'll talk about tomorrow.
Thank you, Dr.
But
TOWAH.
it is not impossible.
It is not impossible. It is not. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Chief Dr. TOWAH from all the way Abuja joining me. We've been here now for 1 hour. In the next 5 minutes, I'll put the number there that people can call. And as always, my guest will be respected. Speak to the issue, ask your question. The doctor will be here to answer your question. So, Dr. TOWAH, before I open the line, let's go to Grand Jide County, Zwedru to be precise. As a citizen of that county, I don't know, back in your days when you were there going to school, you ever saw cows moving around in the streets? Cows. I thought cows used to be in the villages. Goats and cows used to be in the villages. But cows in Zwedru. Just about 2 weeks ago, a cow went into a lady, a Grand Jide, a lady, and hit it up. And as we speak, she's the authority on the ground now holding those cow people liable. The owner of the cow is let free, and she's there to cater to her own wound. What's your thought on this cow thing that is going on in Grand Gila County? Cows just all over the place. I saw them when I went there. I don't know if you saw cows roaming the streets.
Well, first of all, Prince, my heart sunk as you got our situation just now. And I deeply empathize with the wounded woman, about children or family. It is a sad moment that shouldn't have happened. Now, it just beat my imagination that this cow thing, people have been talking about it for over 2+ years now. Why is it taking forever for local government authority to designate an area and tell these herdsmen to fence it and put their cows there? In Monrovia, the solar house, where Kekurakodo had at his place, he has a fence in there and his cows were there. So from whence cows start roaming the streets? Much more so that small Wedru, there is a recurrent action that people are being hurt from the cows, and then we have the local authority not taking action. So that beats my imagination. Yeah, so that beats my imagination. But again, these are some of the lapses. Because really, I don't know. I've now heard the superintendent address it. I've now heard in a clip because I'm from afar. But I don't see why cows will still continue to be in the street because I've been hearing it over the past 2 years. How much does it take to say, look, we welcome the cows to be here because our people love to eat cow meat, love to kill cow, but can we dedicate a plot of land to them? Dedicate a plot of land to them and let them fence it, put the animals there. Is that difficult for anybody to do? Or is that a complete lackadaisical behavior and don't care? I don't know. I don't want to pass judgment, but it just pains my heart that been over 2 years since I've been hearing this, and nothing. I'm not saying anything tangible. The cows are still roaming the streets, and just before the holidays, I guess the woman got so brutalized by this beast, and the description that somebody told me, it makes me sad now when you re-echo this story again. So let me just add my voice to say, Mr. Superintendent, enough is enough. I don't know what is the relationship between you and these herdsmen. Please, I, TOWAH, your brother, a true Grandidian, I add my voice. Please tell these people, give them a plot of land, either in Gobo, in Kane, in Yao, or in Chien. Give them a plot of land. Say we love cows to be around. That's fine. I'm glad that there are cows around now. They will not go to village and just people will not go to people village and kill people cows. They got commercial cows now, but they have to leave the streets. The results have been terrible. So we rather protect the citizens. So we can serve the business people that are doing a business, at the same time protect our citizens. Give them a plot of land to carry their cows, to graze them. Please, that's my appeal to you.
Thank you very much, Honorable TOWAH. I'm about to open the line now, but on tomorrow, Dr. TOWAH, I'll be calling you, and I'll be calling other permanent Grandidians, so we can have a fundraiser. I spoke to the lady. She goes to the hospital, and they just gave her antibody, but she says she's still bleeding. And I'll try to do a fundraiser tomorrow. So when you see my call, I hope you pick up the phone so you can try to help out. We want to send the lady to hospital, to private to Nima County, or even to Monrovia so she can go to hospital. So I'll call Sister Felicia, Mercy Garo, Princess Pine, all these women here in our state, and then including you and other permanent men who are in our community, so we can send the sister.
By all means, please include me.
Okay, yeah, when something happened, I would say, oh, why we didn't help? And we have the hand, so why can't we just help the sister out? While we are telling the county authority to do the right thing, put the cow in fence. I think this is the second time because one time the cow ran behind somebody. I think the motorboat guy or whoever got killed. So it is the second time. So the county authority needs to do something about the cow, as you said, Honorable. So let me open the line now. And if you call, you got 1 minute to ask your question. The number here is 952-200-8420. I got Mercy Gatto here on the line. The first person to call is Mercy Gatto. Mercy Gatto, you got something playing in the back. You want to cut it off or you move from where you are? I'm hearing something in your back, please. Okay, go ahead and ask your question to the honorable man.
Greeting to you, Chief Dr. TOWAH. My name is Mercy Garland, and I'm calling from the state of 10,000 Lake, precisely Minnesota.
Thank you, Mercy. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, sir. I just have, I think, 2 questions for you, sir, and I will hear your response. But the very first question here is, how long have you stayed away from the county? That's the very first question.
How long have you stayed away from the county?
Yeah, Lord, ask the question, then I will answer the question. I'm taking a lot of the question.
Mercy, please. Other people calling.
Okay, the second question. Ron has it that you were once with Charles Duncan Taylor during the Civil War, and you were against our people. How true it is? Thank you, sir. I yield back.
Okay, thank you, Mercy Gatto. Honorable, you got those 2 questions from Mercy Gatto. We're not going to make you to answer them. You can write them down, but then when we're done and go back, then you can answer the question. One is when you've been 1 minute, sir. You call just 1 minute. I'll give you the time. How long you been away from your county? The next one is Roman had. She said Roman had it that you've been with the charge to the I don't know the charge of government or what. I don't know the way we charge of government. I don't know where he been on you thing. But that's her question. So I hope you got it down. Or call what's she calling from? The guy on the line, please ask your question. Can you ask your question, please? Okay. When you're ready, you'll call back. So the line is open here. So Mercy, you got to listen in. The honorable man will answer your question, so you can be listening in as the call comes through. Other people calling on WhatsApp, so you know you're going to interrupt. So if you can call in 952-200-8420. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello.
What's your name? Where you calling from, caller?
Hello.
You're not hearing me?
Hello, let's go over.
You hearing me? So, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, Preach. My name is Anthony Gay, and good afternoon, Dr. TOWAH. Thanks for coming on the show. I'd like to take a step forward on geopolitical issues. Since you said ECOWAS, there have been situations within the region where insurgencies are increasing. We have 3 nations, the Sahel nation also left ECOWAS, and we also just saw Guinea have an election. What has ECOWAS been doing about the insurgency happening in the region, and also the United States striking northern Nigeria, claiming that they are trying to help the Nigerian fight terrorists? What has been your position on ECOWAS? And since you are one of us, you've been in the region working, I want to know that perspective, and how does with that have indirect impact to Liberia.
Thank you. Dr. TOWAH, you got his question? Dr. TOWAH, you got his question?
Yes, I'm asking. I got a question. I'm asking, what is his name?
Anthony
Gay. His name? Oh, Anthony Gay. Awesome.
Anthony Gay.
All right. Yes, I've got a question.
So if you ask a question, we'll take you off the line, and because we got to have people who calling from the WhatsApp number also, so we'll bring those people with the WhatsApp callers. So let me call this guy back on WhatsApp. If we don't call, then we're gonna just conclude this. And let me call this guy back. If you ask a question, the honorable going to write those questions down. You go back to Facebook, then he's going to answer the question. Yeah, go ahead, call up. What's your name? What's your name?
Thank you, Prince. I'm Timothy Christian Gay. I call from the Philippines.
Timothy Christian Gay, Mr. Gay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let me say kudos to your studio guys. I listened to him, and he spoke eloquently. But I have a question for Dr. TOWAH. Honorable Dr. TOWAH, it is with my knowledge and understanding that you serve one of the highest positions at the level of the ECOWAS. And with your deliberation concerning the Putu money, I feel that you're someone who is more interested in Grand Jide County in the aspect of job provision and human capacity building. My question is, how many persons have you helped precisely Grand Jide to have opportunity at the level of the ECOWAS during your stay? Because it is my understanding that you are retired already. But during your time there, how many persons precisely Grand Jide that you have helped to reach at the level of ECOWAS that you living there today, and Grand Jide can count on that? Because we have our son Dr. TOWAH who was serving at the level of ECOWAS. That is the reason why we have XYZ person there. Can you be clear and speak to the Grand Jide in this regard? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dr. TOWAH, you got his question? He's calling from India, all the way India.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, he's calling from all the way India. His last name is Gay also. Let's go to the question. Let's go to the caller here, Mr. Day. Is that Gossier?
Yeah,
Gosuo, go ahead, Mr. Day.
Good evening, Mr. Dr. TOWAH.
Good evening.
All right. I just want to know what is ECOWAS stand on these presidents that are using the constitution to stay in power.
Okay, is that the question? All right. Dr. TOWAH, the young man want to know what the ECOWAS stand on those presidents who are abusing the constitution that were to stay. Let's go to the next caller here, 919. The last phone number is 4750. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, how you doing?
Good.
Yes, my name is TOWAH.
TOWAH. Are your papi here? Dr. TOWAH, are your papi?
Uncle, how you doing?
Oh, okay.
Very well,
question. Go ahead with your question, Mr. TOWAH.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can hear you, Papa. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Our grandfather, hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Uncle, if our grandfather was here now, how will he handle the situation that's happening in Grand Jide?
What situation?
Everything that happened in Grand Jide, how will our late father and our grandfather?
What's the name of your grandfather?
The late Senator David N. TOWAH.
Okay. All right. How will his grandfather handle the situation? All these things are going on in Grand Jide County. Thank you, Mr.
Well, all the things happening in Grand Jide, how will he handle it? That's my thing for you.
Okay, that's a question too.
Thank you. That's a very good question. I got a question.
All right, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give Dr. TOWAH the chance to answer a couple of the questions that were asked to him first. I think it's from Mercy Gallo to, I think you got five or six questions, huh?
All right. So let me start from the latter question and go backward. That's because last in, first out. FIFO.
Yeah.
And those of us who are accountants.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Okay. All right. So let me start from the question that the young TOWAH asked. And it's good hearing from you, Papa. And I know many people also ponder about this situation many a time. And the question is, what or how would the old man handle the prevailing unhealthy situation in Grand Jide had he been around? Now, we know every time and every era has its own challenges. The old man, during his time, had his own challenges. But during their time as being leaders of the county, there was always the old man in the room. There was always an elder in the house. And so when all the noise is made, there is always a point of convergence. But I see that is lacking in Grand Jide. So had the old man been around, you provide a leadership such that people will respect him, and then the status quo will be stabilized for reasoning. Look, my little ones, the younger ones, because I'm over 60 years old now, for the seat of Grand Jide to be in Chien, Zwedru, Chenkbedi, it was not an easy task. It was a challenge. The top pilots we had, the gains that were made, it was not an easy thing. But our fathers, the elders of the land, in fact, in whose place we are now, because most of the actors now, many of them are in their 50s. So if the old man was around, his approach would be you provide leadership and you provide guidance, you provide reasoning, you provide stability, you provide conscience, you provide sober reflection, you provide a cohesive coordination, such a way that our people will be carried along. I recall those days when the old people came on and I went Papa went to alone. Tumbe. All those people. Robert Gallo. But those people come by home, they go sit down into the district, they go around. They were with the people. In fact, they did not see themselves as the bosses. In fact, they don't just go about giving hand out and make people as subservient to them. They go, people do for them, people receive them. That was the coordination. Their respect is that a situation where I'm the boss, you're my subjects. So there was so much respect because respect flowed from the top. It's not coming that everybody will obey me. The respect first came from the top. And so when the old men come to town, when all of them came to town, the spirit of oneness flow. There's no bickering with division, fighting, and all of that. Yeah, those things exist, but there's always a central control. There is a nucleus that hold up in that hold all together. They had the challenges, but there was always an elder in the room, and old man TOWAH was always that elder. And so when I look in Grand Jide today, the corps of leaders that we have, well, some are trying. And some are trying, but they are all trying their own right, because you cannot give what you don't have. But first of all, the mindset must be there. The training must be there. Now, when they secular education, no. People can be educated, but they are not civilized. In fact, people can be educated, but they are fools. But of course, it does not mean that education is not important, it's not good. Of course not. Education is good because your own sense you have You learn other people's senses, and then you build up. But there are some who perhaps are not trained in certain domain, and they put them there. And so what you don't know beats the imagination. So we had to put the right peg in the right hole. So if TOWAH was around today, you provide that stabilizing control in Grand Gide. And then all the noise that we are hearing, the confusion, the rights of the people that have been respected, the goodies are for the people that are going through. Then what happened? I remember when I was a boy, companies that came to haul logs. Those days, I'm talking about 40, 50 years ago. They provided resources. They gave back the quality of roads they did are far better than what's happening now. So what did the old people did that we're not doing now? I thought we should be making more progress now. Because so we have a history. So because just imagine those days, Vatla going towards Kunabo. It was almost like a small USA. If you go to the camp, electricity, you will live good life. City, at that time, Ziatam, Boiling, from Zwedru, all the places going towards Sando Road, everywhere, even in Bazon. Why did the old people do that time? Oma bad them, Representative bad them. What did they do that we're not getting right at this point in time? Is that a misplacement? Well, but what I can say is that, Prince, I have come to the level. The level that I come to the level that I don't criticize, but I say I'm coming now. When I identify a problem, then I try to help to solve the problem. That is my outlook now. So there are a big problem. So I say what a woman would have done if he was around. But I say to you, to young TOWAH today, and to all who are interested in this question, there has to be an elder in the house. Everybody can be reactionary, because that house is a house of the elders. And so before you utter, before you speak, you think twice. Take your time. You are not at war with anyone. Your people put you there to lead them. And so always make reference to them. You are nobody at war. Take it easy. Take time. Don't create animosity. Don't keep things at heart. You are serving your people. That would be my advice towards them. Now let's go to Mr. Godier. He said people are changing the constitution to stay in power, abusing the constitution to stay in power. What is ECOWAS doing? And let me say this.
We saw that in a lot of countries, including our neighbors. They are abhorrent. Alassane Ouattara, I can name it. ECOWAS sat there and watched him. Right now, even though Museveni or whatever is in Uganda is not in the ECOWAS region, but it's saying what he's doing to Bobby Wine, EU not talking. When there's a young man who will uprise and take the guns and take him out, then we see the leaders of our ECOWAS or EU jumping in to try to fix the military might. And what we saw with the Nigerians just did in Benin.
All right. Thank you, Prince.
Sit down. So apparently, I also have concern on that. That they sit down, they watched, and then later on they want to show their military might.
Okay. Thank you, Prince. Let me try to take my time to explain the way ECOWAS works. Now, all the countries in ECOWAS, they are sovereign nations. They are sovereign nations. They render some of their authority to ECOWAS. That's how they agree to form ECOWAS. They render some of their authority to ECOWAS to facilitate free movement, trade, stability in the region, and what have you. But each country maintains their own status quo as independent sovereign states.
Yes.
Now, in the agreement, because when people have treaty, there are rules, and so there's the rules that ECOWAS is playing by. Because the rules are made by the heads of states of countries that came to that represented the people that came together. And so the playbook, the operational manual they gave to ECOWAS, that where ECOWAS is going by. ECOWAS, that is a pseudo government sitting by itself to dictate. No. Now, what is ECOWAS doing? And it is unfortunate. In fact, I am an ECOWAS diplomat, and to see, in fact, when you go on the court website, even there was a court meeting in the Gambia, where in the court report, some of the presenters, they said the change on constitution is also what we call political coup.
Yes, exactly.
The word you political coup.
Yeah.
So it's equally as dangerous as military coup.
And I believe
so it's a common knowledge for those of us who are staff of ECOWAS. But let me tell you, I mean, there's a public information I can divulge it without having a problem. Because I signed the paper, when I leave ECOWAS, the Senate, I can't talk until after 1 year.
Yeah. Okay.
But this was the public information. So I can discuss it. Yes, I'm telling you, or else I'll be somehow, because there's so much I know that I can't talk.
Yeah, 1 year or so. 1 year or so, you start to you talking.
So when these things happen, those of us who are staff of ECOWAS, we go around, we collect all the information, we have all the data. ECOWAS management. Actually, this is the structure of ECOWAS. The higher decision-making body in ECOWAS that they call it the authority of heads of state and government. The second to that group, we call it the Council of Ministers, that include the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Minister of Finance, or in other countries, Minister of External Relations and all of that. Now, so ECOWAS management report to the Council of Ministers, and the Council of Ministers report to the head of states, of governments. So when this thing happen, ECOWAS call meetings and provide all the data, all the information, the things that are not accepted that will cause trouble. ECOWAS may report and provide all the data, because ECOWAS got people all around that produce the information. The Council of Ministers will deliberate and pass a report, a special report, to the Council to the authority of heads of states. At the territory of heads of state level, they have to take a decision to say this is wrong. Stop. Of course, there are some things that are done that you don't hear outside. So when the meetings are held, they call their colleagues. Say, look, colleague, this thing you're doing here is going against our principle. Because the principle here, you want to maintain good governance, we want to create stability, so that businesses will flourish in our region, so that poverty, company will come, we'll have jobs, so poverty will be the thing of the past. So that when we want to hijack power number, want to change constitution to the third term, is not good. But sometimes, some of these heads of state, they say, look, my friend, my country is a sovereign state. If the people decide, who am I to say no? It's the Congress, the legislature will decide. So they evoke the autonomy of the countries. So in that level, there's a little the ECOWAS can do.
Then again, you come here, Mr. TOWAH, that when they tell you that their country is a sovereign country, when their lawmakers or the people decide, when the people also decide and topple those government, remove them, why will ECOWAS go in? Is it not the same people that move them? Like what we saw in Benin?
Right.
What we saw in Benin, those guys who overthrew the government, that attempted or whatever coup that the Nigerian went unilaterally and bombed those guys. Those guys are Beninoas. They are Benin citizens. So saying when they come to you and say, well, my people decide I will change the country. So when the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia tell you to remove your president, did they tell you how to move him? They didn't tell you when you use a gun to move him. They say you can remove him, the Constitution. So God, why would ECOWAS run in and start putting their president back?
Okay, Prince, you are lucky to have me. So let me take time now to educate the public, because I know people have been taking me to task. You have been calling me in Abuja, from the states, from all over Liberia, from all over the world, as a matter of fact. So let me explain this. I began by saying that ECOWAS has a protocol. It has a dossier, it has a governing principle. And part of the governing principle is that ECOWAS will discourage military takeover. It's part of the protocol. Go on Google. type into ECOWAS and ECOWAS protocol on good governance, you find that document. So there's a written agreement by all member states that to maintain stability in our region, there will be no more coup. If there's a coup, ECOWAS condemn the coup. It's in the document. It's part of the ECOWAS modus operandi. Now, what is not in the ECOWAS operational manual is that this thing that came about because when those were written,
the 13.
Yeah, the 13th constitution, all of that.
Teaching the constitution will be things that ECOWAS put in the paper over there also.
All right. So guess what now? Guess what? And I can divulge this information. When Deep Wood overthrew part of the agreement, part of the discussion ECOWAS are having with them was if ECOWAS was poised to open to recommendation and suggestion to make adjustment to some of the operational dossier. And so I think some of the civil society organizations in the sub-region right now, they have been petitioning ECOWAS so that when the heads of state meet, they can consider the fact that this arbitrary change of constitution to extend the tenure of presidents, it also inhibits a situation that is volatile, that brings instability. So it also has to be part of ECOWAS modus operandi, so that if any person does it, ECOWAS, they say, right away, instead of negotiating, instead of discussing in the background, to say you are wrong. All of you agree to this, and you are doing something different. But that is not the case right now. But as issue come about, it's been discussed, it's been promulgated, it's been articulated, and action will be taken.
Okay.
So that's what I can say.
Let's go to the next question.
Now, the next question.
You,
from Timothy Gay. Timothy Gay. How many persons have you helped in ECOWAS, particularly from Grand Gide?
Yes.
Well, let me say this. What I have been doing, in fact, time past, I've shared about 4 or 5 years ago, I've shared the ECOWAS link to some of the, I think GGA, to some of the sites. They call it career advancement, and to some other sites in the Grand Gide specific sites. So to get employment in ECOWAS is very intricate. It's highly competitive. But what I've been able to do is to send information around. And if there are some temporary job where I can influence a decision, I've done so. Which brought some staff from Grand Gide closer to ECOWAS to know the working of ECOWAS, so that they can be able to understand ECOWAS. And if they have a pedigree that be in a position I advertise, they can apply. Some have been applying, but sometimes you're talking about almost 400 million people. From all over West Africa, Nigeria alone, almost 300 million people. So when people apply these things, it's a highly competitive. So yes, I've not been able to actually employ anyone in a full-time employment in ECOWAS, but I've been able sometimes, be it election monitoring, find 1 or 2 Grand Gideans to come and participate. Sometimes 1 or 2 year consultancy, get 1 or 2 Grand Gideans come, provide consultancies, short term. At least I do this to bring it closer to understand ECOWAS, so that they know the working of ECOWAS, they can have the appetite to want to take a career in ECOWAS. If any job is advertised and meets his or her pedigree. In fact, as I speak to you right now, there is other people, 1 or 2 years contract has ended. There's a young girl right now in the Maria ECOWAS office. Even though I didn't handpick her, but I told her what to do, and she did. She's doing an intern at the ECOWAS office for 1 year. She has a master's. That brought her closer to ECOWAS to understand all the working of ECOWAS, so that when time to apply, she's in a job that matches her competence to apply, and there will be no phobia, because she understands ECOWAS. So there are about 4 or 5 young people from Liberia that I've helped in the purview, and I think among them about 3 Nigerians among them. So that's it. But I will try, even though I'm no longer in ECOWAS now, but I will call the HR Prince, so that I can get the career development link to send to you, so you can send it out, because the job in ECOWAS is highly competitive, and I will encourage. Look in there, and I can say that if I will know you, let me say this. Don't have fear that I don't have anybody in the system. They might not take me. No. When I joined ECOWAS, nobody held my hand. In fact, Liberian government did not send me. I applied. I didn't know nobody there. Absolutely nobody I know. I applied for chief of budget. In fact, those on the shortlist there were 16. Among them, I was the only Liberian. Out of all of them, but 10 of them had PhDs. At that time, I had masters. But went through a competitive process. It came down to 6. We went to a test, interview. But I came by, it took 4 months, I've forgotten. Even one day, I just received an email that you are being offered a job. We have 7 days to accept before we made the next decision. How I joined ECOWAS. I didn't know anybody there at all. Nobody I knew. But as always said, the role ECOWAS played in Liberia and my life was spared. I would like to give back one day to ECOWAS. I would let it work in ECOWAS. So as I came back to Liberia, once in a while, I go to ECOWAS website. I checked for some of the positions. Those that match my pedigree, I apply. Sometimes it takes some time. So I will encourage fellow Nigerians, fellow Liberians, if you desire to make a career in ECOWAS, please go to ECOWAS website on Google. Go to career development. All the jobs are there, they are posted from all of the ECOWAS institutions. And take your chance.
Before
you can never get
before you go to your next question, Honorable, before you go to your next question, I want to ask you. It said, I know you're not going to, I don't know if you're going to go deep down into this, but it said in ECOWAS handbook, the rules and regulations that they got there to assassinate presidents, head of states.
For ECOWAS to assassinate head of states?
Yeah, is it in the handbook?
No, it's not.
But we saw it 30-some years ago where they collided and then they killed the president of our nation, President Tamedo. ECOWAS was involved.
Well,
the Nigerian general, what name, Kwandu was involved in. I mean, what's the Nigerian guy? Heavily involved. Tricked the president, came down, disarmed him, brought Prince Johnson into place, and they opened fire on armed people. Is it part of ECOWAS policy?
Prince, I don't have evidence to that to speak to that. To be honest with you, I don't have evidence.
Everybody saw it, the whole one.
No. What?
So I know you're not going to speak it out. You want evidence. You want 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C inside. But we know that's the trick that they played to they got rid of Samuel Kanyando. We saw that. And but I go to the next question from
No, but Prince, just 1 second. 1 second. As I said again, I said for me to speak to it. But any Nigerian, any person can write the ECOWAS commission and say I want answer to this. But I really don't have the answer for that. But there's nothing in the ECOWAS handbook that speaks to that. So let me go to the next question.
All right.
Anthony Gay. Some ECOWAS members are leaving, departing from ECOWAS.
ECOWAS states.
Some states are departing from ECOWAS membership.
Mali, Niger.
So what is ECOWAS doing about this? And the part B to this question says that there's a terrorist situation in Nigeria. What is ECOWAS doing to help? And much more so that America has to get involved to go and help Nigeria with all the might ECOWAS has. Well, so to partly answer this question, some of the things I've said in the previous question. There was military takeover. And so the military leadership decided to say, look, ECOWAS engaged them to say, look, in the ECOWAS handbook, no country, no person, ECOWAS member state, supposed to take power by force. If that happened, ECOWAS says you should leave. We negotiate with you to give you time to leave. So since this has happened, we want to talk to you to leave in 3 months, 1 year, let's talk. But the maximum is not more than 2 years for you to leave. So, but they refused. They said, look, no, you were there when some of the people were misbehaving. We didn't say anything. Now we take part and we say, ECOWAS handbook says, so we are putting our country out of ECOWAS because we don't want to be subjected to that principle. So it means that the governments are leaving because what is written in the ECOWAS handbook, they don't want to comply with it. They let the government in time past signed up to this. Now they took power by force. They don't want to be subjected to that clause of ECOWAS. So the best to do is to pull out. But let me say this. In a democracy, when a president is elected, the president carries the mantle of the people. In the case of a military takeover, somebody pick a chance overnight and take power. So the decision to take this country away from ECOWAS was not a referendum by citizens of that member country. It is only the regime decided to protect themselves because they don't want to abide by what was signed by constituted or democratic governments. So, but it's the hope of ECOWAS. ECOWAS is still engaging because, in fact, the posture of ECOWAS now is that there has to be a big brother in the house.
Yeah.
There has to be a big brother in the house. The countries, they are taking an exceptional position, but somebody has to create stability. So even though from the beginning, ECOWAS was a little bit tough to say, look, we have to comply with this. So when things were slipping out of hand, ECOWAS said, all right, no problem. We don't have to have bloodshed. There has to be a big brother in the house. De-escalate. The same thing I'm talking about our county officials. There has to be a big brother that's your clerk or a bunny. So the posture of ECOWAS now is to engage because the regime took the decision to protect themselves. It was not a referendum by the citizens of the countries. So if we are hopeful that at some point in time they will mellow down, and then they will come back. Because
so, but let's not go back now to the countries that are withdrew themselves from ECOWAS, like the Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. Those countries are doing very good. The Burkina Faso president went to Ghana the other day. People cheering him everywhere. Everywhere the young man goes in any country, the people cheering him. So you don't think ECOWAS need to come say, well, come on now. Even though we don't want military coup, we said democratic process. It's a Western culture or Western way of leading. But sometimes people change their constitution. The constitution changed, like Cote d'Ivoire, SIU. I mean, they don't think that provoked the military takeover too? And these countries that been ruled now by military people are doing good. So you don't think that's something ECOWAS need to check? And
okay, let me say this, Prince. This case of Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. But the thing is, we build a community. It becomes the responsibility of every son and daughter of our sub-region to strengthen our institutions. ECOWAS was created for a good reason. So let us assume that Burkina Faso felt infuriated by the demand of ECOWAS, and they take an exception. ECOWAS is still offering olive branch, and I'm familiar with that. To all of them. Ali Guinea has been engaging. The military man took over. He decided now to say, okay, look, in fact, I will test the Balabais to constitutional rule. He went and won. What is stopping Burkina Faso? If he's so popular, and we said democracy, put the khaki down, go to your people, do a referendum.
Maybe
lead your people in a civil manner.
You think y'all when he put the khaki down, Nigeria will try flying over the country again, like we saw last month, where they said we were going to put
No, Prince. If you put a khaki down, if you doesn't invite Nigeria will not go there. But besides that, even if you put a khaki down, he's still the head of state. He's still the president. He controls the army. He was once upon a time a military man. So there's nothing stopping him to say, look, the ECOWAS are coming back to ECOWAS. I want you to put in the clause. Anybody who change the constitution, that political coup will not be accepted. ECOWAS will stand up against you. Will move you. They will send you a military takeover. We want to move you. They send you a reapply. Then he said his condition because he is a son and daughter, or they are sons of ECOWAS. Instead of putting away and want to do your own thing, we are stronger together. Okay. That would be my position. That would be my statement.
Right. Let's go to the next question.
Yeah, the second part of the question. Yes, ECOWAS Nigeria in the ECOWAS region has the mightier army. So even I recall that ECOWAS even discussed one time other member states to send troops. But those things are still on the table. I think what Nigeria need more is sophisticated intelligence, which the Americans are providing. And so the right things are headed towards the right direction. So let me quickly move to Mercy's question. That's the last question.
Okay, go ahead.
You say, how long have you been away from Grand Jude? Oh, Mercy. This is a beautiful question, my dear young lady, if I may say my daughter. Sometimes I listen to you, but not all the time because I'm very busy. But I know you have a show. Very good question. Just 2 years ago, I was in Grand Jude. In fact, not even 2 years. In fact, less than a year ago, because last year, March, I had a board meeting in Swedru at the community college. All the board members from the Minister of Education, Deputy Minister of Education, I said, everybody go to Grand Jude, at the university level. We all went there. We had a meeting. We spent 3 days there. So I'm always there. 2 years ago, I was there. I went back last year. But more than that, I have a farm in Grand Jude. In fact, right now, I have Nigerians that are sent. Not Burkina Faso. I have Nigerians that are sent on my farm. I paid them. They're on my farm, brushing and planting cocoa. So I have a big cocoa plantation in Grand Jude. And so I'm always engaged with our county, either in person or from a distance. Some of the issues we're discussing about Grand Jude today, that how you know about them. And I'll be engaging with Grand Jude. And so secondly, your second part of your question, my involvement with Charles Taylor. And this is a very good question. Sometimes instead of talking, and she says it's a rumor. It is true, it's not a rumor. Charles Taylor. But my engagement was a political engagement. Political engagement. To secure the interests of my people. I'm a granular club today. I would never, ever do anything to jeopardize. And when I say they couldn't put the even cannot people know. The man who provided me were slaughtering these kind of people who provided the means for the capture and kill the Zonuna Tai, that notorious murderer. The man I'm talking about, Nawepui, my great grandfather. So my position has been to save my people. I joined Taylor government on the political front because I knew Taylor was going to win. And when Taylor win, the question would be, there are so many Nigerians in Liberia who didn't have the means to leave the country. What becomes of them? I know when you see the battlefield, there are so many generals. I look at myself, I say, okay, I'm in the senior class. I'm about to graduate to get my degree. I'm a president of the Graduate University Association. I'm going to make a political decision. I'm going to join this man party. So that tomorrow when the man win, they have become a voice in the party. And that's what I did. So let me say this to you, my people. Madam Nancy Doe herself said the other time that Ellen Sirleaf, Judge Weah, nobody even gave her any attention. For Charles Taylor, of all people. You think Charles Taylor just had one money just for Mrs. Doe? Somebody went to Charles Taylor and told Charles Taylor, Mrs. Doe is in Cote d'Ivoire. She's not in the best of health with the children. She has nothing to do with this, your government thing. She's a Liberian. She's there, in fact, she's my niece, and Mrs. Doe is my niece. She deserves to be helped. The person who did it, I did so, with the help of Tupi Taylor. The woman called Tupi Taylor. So that's how Taylor said, oh, so where's Nancy? And how Nancy was invited home. In my presence, Taylor told Nancy, check among the SS people. Take 10 of them that you know, that you trust, that used to work with you and Doe that you know, that will take good care of you. Choose from among them. And he provided 3 cars to Nancy Doe. And Nancy Doe was living on a secure location on Kerry Street. And they were called Holiday Inn. She had a whole suite there. And everything Nancy wanted, she got it. Nancy was separate. Said that on radio. So, because I was inside, I was able to help a crown woman and the children. Besides that, I became Deputy Minister of Finance. The crown people at that time, the crown were in this place. They call it where Gallo was. Chief Chair Gallo was that bureau in finance. Custom. There were so many crown people in custom. They want to put them down. No minister out there. As a deputy minister, I say, on my death, but this will happen. This can't happen. I want to Charles Taylor and told him that. And those who are protected, nobody fired them. Nobody fired them. Nobody fired one crown person at the Minister of Finance. Because why? There's somebody inside the government. When the war subsided, because crown people are very proud people, they don't let it be displaced camp. They were all around the Ministry of Public Works, around government building, Fairview Plaza. They want to go to display camp because they're not safe, they're not secure. So what did I do? I went to Mr. Taylor. I said, look, the government at that time, the Minister of Public Works were in one small building by the Parliament Plaza. They want to come back to Public Works, and people, displaced people are there. So I said, Mr. Taylor, these are my people. They want to go back to Grandview there. They don't want to be in Monrovia, but the road is not safe for them. So he said, oh, for true? They want to go back? I said, yes. But before I went to Mr. Taylor, I talked with the Nima County Senator called Judge Kokor. I said, Judge, I'm going to tell the president my people want to go back to Grandview there. They don't want to be in Monrovia. They want to go back to Grandview to make their farms. Since the war subsided, we have a president want to go back. So I said, okay, if that's the case, then the whole of Nima County legislature will go yard to escort our people back home. I also saw the idea to a representative that I know very well from Bond County. Everybody agreed to that. So I informed Charles Taylor. I said, I told Senator Judge Kokor. He said all the legislators called on Nima County were escorted to be part of the delegation to go to Grandview there with me, with us. I mean, I was one of the lead person. I was not the only person. The farmer was involved. Other people were involved. Even some of the Grandview women were involved. But I was the man who carried a message to Charles Taylor. And so a convoy was arranged, and the AFL provided with one truck for AFL plane. Now we're gone, but we're banned. After almost 15 years, people are not even here. The AFL been playing. As we're going, the whole Grandview delegation, we're almost 40 cars convoy. We got to Kakata, the Sweden car said the Grand people must stop. They want to hear the band sound. We spent almost 3 hours. The band play people, then, time for Grand people. From there, we got to Banga. We spent almost 5 hours in Banga. People said, brother, Grand people going back home. I was in that convoy myself. We went to Nimba. We almost slept in Nimba. And there are people in Grandview that can testify to that. Some of whom would have been in trouble, but our convoy helped them to go to Grandview. So when you get somebody, it's the same reason that how they call him, the senator who had put them on Grandview there. How they call Asa Yinabo. They all were with Ellen Salib. I mean, according to the news, Ellen had a role in the war and all of that. They were with Ellen. What did they do for Crown people? There are other people, lawmakers are working with some government, some head of state, I mean, some president. What did they do for Crown people? But I'm telling you what I did. And so somebody goes somewhere, I'm bringing that I want to go, I go only. You go under the tree, then you know the tree, you know how to operate tree, you know what tree you are dealing with. Whether the tree is a medicinal tree, you know the type of the tree. Whether you can wrap yourself in the tree, what part of the tree can you take that will be helpful? Then you know whether the tree is a medicinal tree. That's what I did. I went in the belly of the beast. Because there was this who may say hate Crown people, so I went there. And I turned the tires around to save my people. When I got tired, I left to come to America. So I put myself in a situation to save my people. But sometimes when you are doing things, you don't explain because people don't understand you. And sometimes when you try to put yourself in harm's way. So I just kept quiet. And I was doing what I know best to do to save my people. So that's what I did. And so my affiliation with Charles Taylor was on the political standpoint. The same reason why during the Doe time, the chairman for Doe Party was a Viacom man. He was the chairman of Doe Party. I just forgot his name. I didn't call his name, but I forgot now. After Kekurakodo, he took over the party. He was the chairman of the party. Leroy Francis, Chucho Hutton, Alida Johnson Francis, Emmanuel Shaw, all keep at all people, the Mola, they even like Doe. Even Charles Taylor, own cousin, Senator Taylor, the deputy minister of the mansion. They were both close to even Doe. Well, if people can do it, why say how people have probably went to what they don't say Crown people to be a person inside when a Crown person in trouble to help. But as I said again, I heard so much anyone does. But as a crisis situation, I could not go around to go on radio to explain what I'm doing there. I'll put myself in harm's way. But what I was doing was to continue to help my people to do what I know to do best. And I said from the beginning, so I would never do anything to jeopardize, to cause, to hurt any one person from Grandview. I pay my price for the struggle for our people and for the struggle of Liberia. And that will continue to do. So Mercy, the question you asked is a very good question. So I did not join Taylor NPFL group. It was a political decision I made. The same reason when Doe were through yesterday, all the company did not leave Liberia. Those who would leave, they left. Those who couldn't leave, they stayed. They said, well, what we do? And all the property that PRC confiscated, slowly, they gave everything back to the people, knowing that these are Liberians too. So when you take power, you have to have consideration. So the same thing, I couldn't know Charles Taylor. And I tell you, Charles Taylor listened to me to some extent, to some of these things I talk. He responded. He responded. And so, your man, don't end up, so I don't have a problem today, even though most of Grand leaders voted weird, but there are some Grand people that voted for President Boakai. They didn't know that President Boakai would have been nice to Grand people to go and bury do and all of that job we did not bury do. But people take political pluralism. So that tomorrow, when there's a chance on the other side, there's someone from the county that will help. That was the political decision that I took. And because I did not do anything wrong from the depth of my heart, and so I feel proud that I did a good job. Even there's some young people that told me one time, they said, Papa, you remember the party ID card you gave me? During the April sale, that party ID card I used, I keep telling you I'm a partisan. I'm a partisan until I cross through Banga, through Nima, I went to Africa, and now I'm in America. And there's a young man that told me when there was a curfew and things that they messed people up, sometimes when they want to do that, they would have been executed. But when they're trying to push him around to take clothes from him, they party ID card drop. The MPP ID card drop. They said, but you are partisan, you're sitting down here, and we're going to pay for nothing, and you are free. So when I became part of the party, one of the strategy I did was, look, please take the party, this is Africa, and the country is still not safe. Take the party ID card to be your security. And I share the party ID card to as many people as possible. Everywhere, playing the party headquarters, a party cell in Grand there. And I told her, I said, look, this is Africa. I'll use the approach I can put. In Africa, to survive, it takes a lot. So take the card as your security. And some did it. Of course, nobody is forced to do that. And so that's it, my daughter. And so I did not do it to get involved to harm any crown person, but to save our people. And I'm proud that I did it.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. TOWAH, for answering the questions and speaking to that particular issue. But I got a question here. If I ask you this question, Mr. TOWAH, if you don't want to respond to that, that's it. You don't have to respond to this question. And then we'll give you the time to conclude. And then we've been here two hours now. I've been saying that you're drinking your first bottle of water. So I'll ask this question here. Back in 2020, I think 2023, 2024, there was an allegation from Fred Gwen that you personally accused you of being involved in his brother's death. You heard that? If you want to speak to that, you can speak to that. Benson Gwen, the late Benson Gwen. It's an allegation against you being involved, wherever way he thought you were involved. You call him, you talk to him, you heard that information?
Thank you, Fred. I heard it, even though he didn't say it to me, but I didn't even see the writing myself. But then my ex-wife, she was annoyed about it. That how you got, because they didn't even want to tell me that I said X, Y, and Z. But when I heard it, I was not pleased about it because Fred myself, I've been meeting on programs. On other occasions, if this thing was here in mind, we are coming inside. I said, people, this is what I heard. He must have met at the system bomb program. We actually one time against speech. He must have all each other and all of that. Said there's something that you heard that somebody may have said. You can call me, put me aside and say, people, this is what I heard. He must have speak with each other very well. But then to go on Facebook and to level this allegation, I was not happy. But then my ex-wife spoke to it, so I let it be. And even the late, but I want to say this to you, to all of you today, that is not true. In fact, the late Benson Gwen myself was so close. When our Minister of Agriculture, Benson, was the MD for Forestry Development Authority, I was the chairman of the board of directors. He must have worked together very closely. Every evening, after I live in Umatani, every evening before I went home, I would spend quality time. He must have would spend time to get up to 10, 11 o'clock before I go to sleep. So we're very close. So I think, I don't want to dignify that, but I know other people deal with it, but that is not true. That is not true. There's no truth to that at all. I've never heard any crown person in a crisis as such. It's not true. And let me say this to all of you today. My mother had two children. My elder brother are next to Nesimo. That was his name. Appleton. He's my elder brother. He died in the war. They were defending Crown people fighting as a militant, as an official, as an army man. He was an army major. He died. My brother had 2 children. And so I cannot go into anything to cause harm to any Crown person. Even myself, we here pay my own price. So it's not true, yeah? It's not true. Whoever told Fred, I know that a family person involved, and maybe the guy irritated, maybe he just heard it, he didn't have the time to talk to me. But I'll say to you, Fred, it's not true. They're not William TOWAH. I know sometimes people did not understand me when I made a political decision. And I hear some innuendos. But sometimes when you're in the war zone, something not a democracy where there's so much freedom, where you can go and say no, you can go on radio, back home. Because when you do that, what you're trying to do to help people, sometimes you expose yourself and then you get into trouble. So when people talk about me, oh, if we tell her now, I just keep quiet. When somebody in trouble, when I hear, I go there and talk. When somebody get a problem, I go there and talk. Even when they arrested my brother, then my cousin, then my nephew, I can say traditional nephew, Charles Breeze, back them. Anytime I need to see that with Charles Taylor. Charles, people didn't do anything. The president, people didn't do anything. Please, look, see wisdom. See wisdom. Of course, but later before I left, but at least I made the intervention. Of course, it's a prerogative to decide. But at least there was a voice of reasoning. And I provided that voice of reasoning. And I'll continue to do that. And even as I'm going back to Liberia now, I will be as close as possible to President Wakai. Because for the mere fact that what he did, many people were afraid to do that. To say, I'm going to bury Samuel Doe. Many people don't associate with Samuel Doe. And he did that. I'm going to beat him. He's a good man. I will meet him. When somebody do good, you praise them. I will meet him and I will offer my assistance. And I'll be able to whisper to him the needs of Grand Gideon. The other day, I threw something out about Grand Gideon. There's no Grand Gideon in the cabinet. You know, because the cabinet is the highest decision-making body of the country. All alone from top of time, there will always be a Grand Gideon in the cabinet. But at this level, even though I know Zaza Lai is at the maritime, but maritime is not at the cabinet level. You see? But these things, you know, it requires someone to talk to the president. The president doesn't do it all. So I will play that role when I go back home. The role that I know to play to work with leaders, to help my people. I'm going back home. When the president comes for meeting in Abuja, I meet him. I have a very good relationship. And I'll continue that when I go back home. I will meet my president and we'll discuss. That I can say to Grand Gideon to Liberia.
Thank you very much, Dr. TOWAH, Chief Dr. TOWAH. But before you close there, Dr. TOWAH was in Minneapolis. It was 2005, 2004, 2005. There was allegation that you spoke on the radio in 1996 during the April 6th. You care to talk about that?
Yes, Prince. You know, sometimes people can misconstrue people. And with all the things I just said in the background, you know, my rationale. Because sometimes you ask a person, as soon as you look at the history of the person, and that was even before I joined the political party, that speaking on the radio. When the crisis happened, we did not know things would have spilled. Act, we left the BDC because everybody didn't want to stay in the BDC. To find a place to rent in Monroe was difficult when people know you cry. So Grand Gideon were compelled to go back to their relative homes, to their own homes. But their homes were fire apart in Painesville, Gardnersville, Brownfield Highway, everywhere, people all around. So when the fighting started in Monrovia, it was not a coordinated thing where everybody did not come to the BDC. Myself, I was in Gardnersville when the fighting started. Before you know it, the whole street was crowded by fighters from.
The internet is
being killed outside. So it's true. I spoke on the radio, and the position from which I spoke was because all the things you were hearing on the radio was that President Johnson broke laws in Monrovia because Monrovia ought to be a no rebel territory, and which is true. Monrovia is now controlled by no Warren Fashion, controlled by the how do you call it, ECOMOG.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody does wrong, let civil authority take precedence. But then again, instead of waiting for ECOMOG to do the policing now, then the fight just came. So when the fighter came, then the same mentality of the war thing got in their mind, and when a fear Trump person somewhere, they started attacking them. So that's the point I was speaking to. That look, the government say they want to arrest Roosevelt Johnson, but Trump people that in other places that had nothing to do with Roosevelt Johnson, they are being killed, they are being victimized. They know where Johnson is. If they really want to fight Johnson, then they go there. Because Johnson is armed, and let men fight. But somebody who get way in Johnsonville by themselves, you go there overnight and arrest and kill them, then you basically the whole point. So they're rational because mind you too, that is say in safety. I was heading towards the ECOMOG base, and it was on a government bridge where the roving EOBC in the van. And I told them I'm going to talk to them because the Sunday I was pinning my heart. And I let down that my old man, I had some patience. At that time I was young, in my 20s. I was tough. So anything that hurt my people hurt me. So I wanted word to get out for people to understand what was happening outside. And my attention was speaking to the diplomatic corps, the American embassy, the British embassy, the French embassy, to know the plight of brown people outside. So that was my target. But now people turning around and say, oh, do I say, I'm going to be this year, go brown people. How can you correlate that? So that's it, you know. So I did. So that what I said, it was misconstrued. Oh. And I, as I said, I told everyone the role I've always played for the good, not only Crown people, for the safety of all Liberians, and then Crown people in general. Because I'm a Liberian, but you know, by destiny I came from somewhere, and so there's a reason why God took me from there. See, so I have to play a role when their safety is at stake. And I think it's divine to do that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. TOWAH, the Honorable Chief Dr. TOWAH. Thank you for the 2 hours, 15 minutes. So I'll give you the time now to conclude. Let us hear your party comment, Honorable TOWAH. The people say don't get it on your 2029. Will you call Prince Double to Prince? I'm contesting. The people when they conclude, let us give Mr. TOWAH that 2-3 minutes to conclude. Mr. TOWAH, the Honorable Dr. TOWAH, go ahead and do your job. Conclude.
They got friends. So no so and then now and a deck no blue and ability. The teen on Amonion. The teen Kana and a year bimwe I blew up. Damn by the Kanama Pesa Muji. Can't blow our poi. I blow up them Mamunu. Damn one no branch, I imagine Mamunu. My Pesa Mujbe. I'm one and see lawyer your thing on my a press of Mamuji. And on my J, I'm more black. I do branch there, branch there, you pick it. They could not do that or Mamma pool. So then I am on the only car. For the and the can you wait? And they are be you wait. You were born or senator no representative now. One more that. Jabo, I want a boy, yeah, I senator Jenna or I represented a Jenna, a boy, yeah, Lee now. I'm going to lose it. Yeah, Canana, you know, that one, no. Yeah, see, Lucy, Adam Wakimon. Yeah, the clock, Runo came on. I came, my own boy, boo. Yeah, the night back, I blood to eat a Kiamun, the Coti. Yeah, the night bad, no pleasure, Jay. I did Polocano, Abluana. Great branch there, you want my war, no. What on black, what blood deals that? I know Maki, all root of bloody. What dog cabinet between? You cannot jaya, you know, Cape no press a move. Blom pair, no. You cannot jaya, oh, ye them of senator or representative. I brought you already, process. It was example more, I'm throw. Ye do that to the other came on water. Ye no car there. Ye them bunyo. Ye tio idion. Ye them apunapo. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the question asked by Prince, I just tried to respond in crime, in the different sections of crime. You know, crime has 16 subsections. But for me, I don't need interpreters. When I go to Kunabo, I speak Kunabo, I understand trouble, I understand Griot. When I come to nothing like Grangie there from Chien going up, they all understand the language is similar. Nyao, Bao, Bubble, the Bilang Bazon, Probo, we understand ourselves. So when I go to the places, I speak Nyao, they speak to me, I understand. When I go to Kunabo, they speak trouble, Griot Putu, they speak Kunabo itself, I understand. So for me, I don't need interpretation. But when time comes, whether as the discussion is going among themselves, when they come to me and say, TOWAH, there's something we need to do for us. And when I discuss with them, and if I'm convinced that they are sincere of the request, then I shall make a response appropriate when the time comes. So whether senator, representative, that's not my preoccupation at this point in time. I am going to help our president to see about our country, to make it good the best way I can help. That's my disposition at this point in time. And that's what I'm looking at. So thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and Mr. Doba, for this opportunity. I am very, very, very grateful. Thank you, plenty. Yeah. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching us. The Honorable Dr. TOWAH, Chief Dr. TOWAH. We all heard it from him. He pulled down, he talked about the allegation or the rumor going around. He spoke on a lot of issues. So, Honorable TOWAH, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll talk behind the scenes. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, bye now. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring on Mr. Boo Unit, Mr. Anthony Gay, and let me bring on here Mashe Garo also. Those who want to, I mean, we're going to talk about it, maybe a pre-analysis or whatever for the next 5 minutes. Then we're gonna cut it a day here. So, but in interview, I mean, there were a lot of information passed out there, especially about our county and other areas and then he talked about equines and he talked about a lot of stuff and we happy that we are happy that we had it on the show and if you want to speak to this issue, just I mean, say hi or give me a little stuff that we got 10, let's say 10 minutes, 10 minutes to do that. The conversation calling to Princess Pine. I want to bring on Princess Pine also here. Princess Pine is one of the tough podcaster also, and we enjoy Princess Pine when she's analyzing things, especially when it comes to Grand County. And this is the Honorable William Dayon Toa. I think his father was once a represented senator, and he's trying to get in there, do things for his people. And ladies and gentlemen, as we before we get into that, discussing wherever I send a link to Boo Unit, to Anthony Gay, to Mercer Gallo, to and then Princess Pine. Anybody come on, we're gonna do it. If they don't come, then we're gonna leave. But we're gonna have a show. We're gonna bring on the guys from Marie Johnson group, the chief of staff and people from her office going to be here with me tomorrow at 3 p.m. here, and from 3 to 5. Which will be about 3. It will be about 8 o'clock Liberia time. We're going to bring on Jolo and a lot of guys from the office. I think 4 guys from the office. They're going to join us here to speak to the issue. That comment, that statement, the video about Marie Johnson from all the way, and Kunemo, when she spoke to the people, people all over, talking about this wonder video. Let me start talking to Donald Trump because he's an idiot. I don't want to talk like him. I'm trying to talk to Trump here. But yeah, so we're gonna bring on that. Then Monday, I will call the lady who was hit by the cow, and Samson Bozo and me, the lady, we're going to talk about Grand County, but we'll bring the lady on first, The first 20 to 30 minutes, we'll have a little fundraiser. Please, if you have your $25, $50, $100, $200, drop it in. I was started by contributing $50 for the woman to go to hospital or medical. As you speak, the woman is not taking proper medical treatment. So I'll call on Dr. The Honorable Gaisler for you. I'll call all these great people. I got Gaisler's number. That's your man. I got your number. I'll call him tomorrow. I'll call him tomorrow because we want people to
Série après moi dépôt, Igon, Andy Melo, soit consolé. Nous disons moi l'Ociaïa, nous les tout moi l'Ociaïa. Oui, les mounama. Nous la guide à l'imouillé, moi, tei. Cousin de Bendieka. Et ma blanc globole. Et mon blanc globole. Cousin de Bendieka.
I say a little, Mr. Anthony Gay. You don't want to count on. But
yes, no, you know and I can be more. Yeah, I got you, yes, oh, I got you, Sinoma, and I got you, to a class and I that you, and get you. Sinoma, Sinoma, Jaja fare tati uikio, seri afrapa gei tati uikio, ikebio. Ena nyosamba o, bede ajaja abona o ayo. Zapa peli zapi, waporukio. Ena nyosamba o, seri afrapa nudi yo. Seri afrapa rozo. Ayebe seri atoto ayibo chelenyo. We moyele, koganye leke boya, yote diye leke boya. Mobe boti olebe mwaku o, ayodio, seri afrapa debo ayodio. Karina titao, Karina tino wa. Lulu titao, doke mo, oke nyao, we titao. Atitao, we no leo. Seria ngaze mwakoko, aletoiki mwakamo. Eze seibe, awatitao, eze seibe, awatitao, eze seibe. Eze seibe.
They miss it. Or they all say seible. You want the ate knee. I can't get you a body ate knee. Ain't you gonna be selling football shoes around here? Almost
I know,
ate
right?
knee do a premium. You want the ate knee. You buy it. They are getting free thing. And I'm from the office. I'm giving people a free thing there. Go ahead, Anthony. What are your thoughts on the whole interview with the Chief Dr. William TOWAH of Grand
First and
County? Is your son?
First and foremost, Prince, I want to say, right hand salute for being very professional and asking the tough questions, and even reaching out to him for this interview. I want to give you the prop for that. Look, I want to commend Chief Dr. William TOWAH for coming on the show and embracing the storm and talking to his people. One thing you can't take away from him, he's a well-educated man, well-rounded man. I mean, you can't take that away from him. But one thing also you got to understand that, yes, he knows, how things are done in Liberia, and he moves when the breeze, is necessary, or when the wind is necessary to sail that ship. You heard him say he will play the same role that Kekura Poto, and we know who Kekura Poto was in various government in Liberia, right? And we understand that narrative, right? Here is a man who pivoted and knew that Taylor was going to win, and supported Taylor and working Taylor government. When he saw that things were not going to go Taylor way, he quickly left the country and came to the U.S. And then when he realized also there was an opportunity with the ECOWAS, he went to the ECOWAS. Now, in his retirement age, he decided, oh no, Grand County about to get Pudu Mountain going. It's about time to move on. Let me serve my people. Nothing wrong with that, right? Well, but what is true about the whole circumstances here is that one politician would design and arrange their own petition, and quote unquote that cliche, the people petition me. We have heard this story. We have seen this movie before. My question is, what is your true conviction? And what is that driving force that is taking you to want to serve the people? Other than saying, oh, the people want me to serve them. Because if you are the visionary, the approach is different compared to when the people say, oh, we think you can serve us. So you answering to the call of the people as opposed to you having the burning desire to want to do something does not carry the same weight. When
Anthony,
Dr.
are you analyzing the man's interview, or you putting question into what?
I'm
I'm
analyzing the interview, right? When Dr. Martin
So
Luther King
is it wrong for the man, for the people to petition their leader, or you think he stays managing it?
Let me just say this, Prince. 99.9% of the petitions are arranged by the politicians.
Let's talk about Mr. TOWAH. Let's leave 99. Let's talk about Mr. TOWAH.
Dr. TOWAH is taking this early retirement from ECOWAS.
You know his age before you say early retirement. You know his age?
Yes, he's in his 60s. He's in his 60s. According to him, he's in his 60s.
He's in his 60s, maybe 67, 67. He retired.
Correct.
And then you say he's taking early retirement.
You can work up to 75.
My point here is before you this ECOWAS not America. ECOWAS is not America. Every Iraq has its own age of retirement.
Granted, but let me just say this, right?
So why would you say it's early retirement?
Okay, good. But like I said this, right? There are too many competent young progressive Grangians that can steer the affairs of our county at the level of the Senate and the level of the House of Representatives.
Why are they?
I'm one of them.
But you have to declare your intention. Why would you get intention right now? What people are saying, Anthony, you are kind of getting angry because Dr. TOWAH declaring it going that route.
No, Prince.
Then you say no. Okay, we don't want old men to come there. We wouldn't want young people. Tell me who will represent the people.
Thank you for this question. Am I angry? No. I wholeheartedly embrace that his caliber will be in the race, and my caliber will be in the race, so the people of Grangida will have options, right? We'll have options to detect who to represent the people. We need his caliber to provide counsel.
Let's take from VK here. Those young people you're talking about, we're not hearing about them. We're hearing about TOWAH. We're hearing about other guys. Why are the old people? Why are the young people? Are they hiding themselves?
I don't know about them, but I'm telling you now on camera today because I declared my intention on Jida Hassi. Maybe you did not hear it. On the Prince Double Show, I'm declaring my intention that I'm going to contest 2029.
This is the second time I'm hearing you declaring your intention.
Okay, but you make it
now. You say you're going to get in the race.
What?
You go on election, the bar secretary election, or whatever.
We had this conversation, Prince. Unless you want to distract from this post analysis, we have had this conversation before.
I don't know why you didn't go and contest. Why?
All right, good. For you and the sake of the audience, for those of them who did not know, two things happened. I did my own assessment on the ground. Remember that in 2020, I was the head of communication of TOWAH Yaya Nimble, Honorable TOWAH Yaya Nimble team, right? And when I did my own assessment, it was clear that Honorable TOWAH Yaya Nimble was going to win. And guess what? In the history of senatorial race in Grand Jide County, he pulled out the largest vote, 18,000 plus vote.
We say never in the history. We say why? Why 2020? The election was what Senator Zoe won now.
Yeah.
TOWAH Yaya was not in the race.
Yeah, he was. What?
He and Zoe.
Your wife was the chairlady of
no, I'm talking about 2023. That's why we're talking 2020, 2023.
Yeah, but your wife was the head of.
I said the election was Zoe won.
The election of Zoe won by 7,000 votes. TOWAH Yaya Nimble was the second highest in the vote. The chair was Mr. Yamu.
TOWAH Yaya communication man. So
yes, I was the head of communication.
You didn't want to go against him.
Yes, I didn't want to go. Two things.
So
I didn't want to go against him. My assessment showed that you were going to win. My assessment already showed that you're going to win. There was no reason why I contested.
So 2029, we'll see Anthony in the race. We'll not see
Absolutely.
Anthony doing another leader.
Say that one more time.
We will not hear Anthony or see Anthony doing assessment on another leader. We'll see
No. I have made up my mind that 2029, I'm going to be in this race. If I'm healthy, if everything else about me is good, I'm going to be in this race. Not about anybody getting there. My great-grandfather said, I can wake up tomorrow and say be in the race. I'll be in this race as well. But his caliber, right? The caliber of Dr. TOWAH, I mean, it will bring competition. It will elevate the conversation. I mean, I embrace that wholeheartedly. You know what?
But you're writing here saying that you were so angry. You tapping.
What did I say? What did I say? Read
something that I said. The man speak more than Kunembo.
No. I said he's no. I said he spoke two sections of the crowd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He speaks.
Yeah, and I said he's more fluent.
He speaks more than he speaks.
No. Listen, I listen.
When somebody is fluent, they speak more than the other one. That's what I'm saying. Then the next thing you go there again, you say, you need to stay in your retirement. What you telling the man to stay in retirement? I can't in the race.
No. Listen now. Listen here, Prince Double. He said he's gonna be retiring from ECOWAS. He insisted. So I said, we wish you well in his retirement. Prince, we need his counsel. He's an elderly statesman. We need his counsel.
So but you should lead a senator team with young people.
Yes, what I'm saying. There are too many young progressive Grangians, including myself, who are capable, who have the competence to steer the affairs of Grand Jide County at the level of the Senate or at the House of Representatives. Yes, I stand by that statement. There are too many of us who are competent enough, who can steer the affair from a progressive, innovative, and technological standpoint, where in this technological economy, we can make our country valuable vis-a-vis our nation. So it is the time for the young people to have a clear representation at the level of the Senate that look like them, that understand their struggle, that speak their lingo. We respect him for what he has been able to do to serve our nation at that level. We congratulate him for his service to our nation. We wholeheartedly respect him for what he has come to do to our country by serving our nation.
But he should not get in the senatorial election 2029.
No, if he so choose to get in the race, we will embrace that. I'm not saying he shouldn't, But here's what we should not, overlook. The politician talking about the one petition. It's an arranged petition. You didn't see.
But why you mean the politician? So you want to tell me when you call to Grand Jury, when the people come to you, they say, Anthony, we want you to contest. We must consider it as being arranged.
So here's the thing, Prince. I am declaring right now I'm going to run. I'm now waiting to say if the people so choose. So that is a clear distinction here. I'm being very definitive that I'm going to run.
Again, this is the second time I'm going to run.
Again, I did not register the last time to run.
What time you gonna go to Liberia? Because you gotta be, I think you gotta preside in a particular location for about a year. So that means you gotta live in Liberia for 2 years.
We are in 2026 election, it's 2029. That is 4 years from now on. I have plenty of time.
Are you waiting to go live in Grand Jury for a year?
Trust me, Prince. That is an easy thing for me. I am a career person. I can still have my job function with my Lata and what's the name?
In 1 year in Liberia,
I can work from Liberia right there.
In OSC, doing the poor job for 1 year.
Oh yeah. I just have to log in the time I'm supposed to log in. That's it. And do the job. I don't have to be in the same building.
And you think I will be fair to report Grand Jury?
Absolutely. How is it take away from the people of Grand Jury?
You are there. You don't think they call you a scammer? You're scamming the company. You're not in the area working. You're outside, and you.
Prince,
would they know that you're there working?
Prince, first and foremost, a remote job does not say you have to be in the company building. When you have to be in meeting, Zoom meeting or Microsoft Teams, you sign up and you're on the video. There are at least 20% of the workforce in America before.
You're gonna do that for 1 year. Be in Grand Jury for 1 year.
I know people who have done that for 5
You got to
years
follow
now.
the Constitution. That the only way you'll be placed on the ballot. You got to live there in that location for a year, according to the law. Except maybe you want to bring the law.
Thank God for my profession. I don't have to be in a physical building to have.
Do you have property in Grand Jury? You have to have some valuable property in Grand Jury. Do you own a home in Grand Jury?
I do. Absolutely.
You're not talking about your father's house. We're talking about Anthony Gay's senior house.
I'm telling you. And I also have another lot that have a foundation on there as well.
So will you be running on any political party ticket?
Absolutely, yes.
ANC?
The ANC.
Do you have an ANC office? An office in Grand Jury?
They do have an ANC location in Grand Jury County, but we're going to revamp that location very soon. Very, very soon.
And you're going to go there and campaign for Cummings at the same time campaigning for yourself?
At the same time. That's part of the strategy is I can't just be on my party ticket to be a burden to my party. I should be an impact to my party. We can get to that nitty-gritty. But Prince, you are interviewing me now instead of all having a post analysis of this interview. And
no, because you TOWAH retire, then you stay in retirement, then you need a thing with young people. We are ready now that we got to get energy and do this thing and move on. Anthony Gay, when the last time you were in Grand Jury County?
Listen, Prince. When
was the last time you were
in
Grand Jury County?
No. Let's do this now.
We just asked you again.
Do not make this about me. We came to dissect and.
I'm saying that, and you want to run, so maybe you can use the time to tell the people. A lot of people knowing that you want to run.
Listen,
a lot of people now knowing that Anthony Gay want to run for the senatorial position 2029. So we want to know when the last time Mr. Gay put for in Grand Jury County.
Good. So let me just say this to you.
I'm not talking about 1990. I'm talking about after the war. Last time.
Listen here, Prince. I'm off this entire weekend, today, tomorrow, and Monday.
You put there in for now to Monday. You go to Grand Jury?
No. We can have an exclusive interview about me. Right? We are having a post analysis. You cannot distract that. You're a media practitioner just like me. So
you made a whole thing about you. You came for it, you said I need to leave it and leave it with the young people. You told me
didn't say that.
So it had to be about you. You came on the show. You told me on the show. I can play it right now. You said on the show that you want to contest. You Anthony Gay want to contest.
Put my comment on. Highlight my comment because
so let me comment. We're talking.
No.
On the show, you came when you told me that you want to contest. we came here, you wanted to analyze what we kind of talk about what TOWAH, but you can't say I will be me gay.
No. I didn't say it that way. I said there are competent young men and women of
so there are not no competent other folks. Why should we want to be young people to represent the people? You don't think old people got right to do that?
So, Prince, look at the leadership today. Look at the leadership of Grand Gila County today, and look at the potential people who
want to run. What the leadership of Grand Gila County is so kind of young man. We have Marie, she's an older lady. We had Tomo Yaya, older man. We had Jacob Dibby. I said, oh, Yaya, that older man.
Yeah, but Zoe
is my age group. He's a young man.
Zoe is not young. Zoe 150 that young.
Why I mean young? You compare somebody who is 70 to 50. That's what is young. Like 20
but Zoe is.
But you're not young man. You're 40-year-old. You're in your 40. You're over 40.
I never call myself youth.
Okay, so then why you can't? Why I'm just saying something. I'm talking about the leadership.
But I think
Zoe and Yaya not equal. Zoe and Marina equal. Probably Tomo Yaya you ought to born Zoe. Marie you ought to born Zoe.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So when I'm speaking, the 5 leaders that from Grand Gila, our caucus, Tomo Yaya, Marie Johnson, Jacob Dibley, Zoe Emmanuel Penu, and
let's go to the previous.
Jeremiah Soka. Listen now. Don't Jeremiah Soka. You got 2 older people on our list, and you got 3 young people on our list.
Okay. So one of them.
So why you keep saying young? Why you keep doing young?
Huh?
Why you keep saying young? You want the young people to move. You want the old people to move, and the young people. Anthony Gay, when you want to contest, if you want to go to Labua, if you want to contest, you say you don't put the young people one side, they put the old people there, and move the young people and put it. They put say, "What kind of man? You're not ready."
Okay, can you allow me to speak now?
Go ahead, talk.
Good. So I never said the old people should not contest. I never said that. I never said that Dr. TOWAH should not contest. I never said that. My statement was, one of the statements that I made is, we wish you well in your retirement, because he voiced his retirement here.
Yes.
Second thing that I said,
the man can speak more than Niawo.
I said, no, Prince, allow me to speak. I'm too growing up. I don't need a translator, right? He spoke both Kunabo and Niawo, and I said he's more fluent in Niawo than Kunabo.
What I say when you say fluent, I got bringing it down for my people. The man speak
so
more.
What is the wrong there? What have I said wrong?
And the man should stay in retirement.
I didn't say you should stay in your retirement.
But man, looking at the content you wrote here, man.
But man, come on, man.
Your writing is the man can't answer the question. It taking too long to answer the question. These are allegations that were made against the honorable man, and for killing people,
Prince,
and for putting here people in harm's way. So when the man come on, I'll give you the channel, Anthony. We're analyzing TOWAH. He said he was taking too long to answer questions. These allegations that were made against TOWAH, I mean from 96, that he was on Charles Taylor radio, that he told his people to disarm and gave up to Taylor and all those things. So when he comes on this show, he should take his time to explain. We were all here the day TOWAH was getting married, that the day where the guy named your friend Gwen from your Philadelphia jump on and say, man, hey, brother. So you don't want a man to take his time to explain these things against him, Anthony Gay?
I didn't say that.
Yeah. You said the man his answers are too long. That's Anthony Gay saying. Anthony, but you get Wuru Gay saying.
Yeah, but Prince, we are having a post-analysis of the interview, isn't it? It is my my observation of the interview. There was so
then I ask you now. Say, Anthony, what you observe about it? The thing being long. The thing being long. What you mean? Speak to the Anthony. Why you think the answer was too long?
Okay.
Why you think it was too long?
I don't want it.
Why you think it was too long?
Yeah, I don't want it to seem as though we are having a confrontation. So let's go step by step. My observation of the interview, I have 4 other questions I could not ask because he was taking too long to explain. right? Does that mean he should not take long to explain? It's my observation. He was giving longer answers. How does that make it bad for my own observation? This is my opinion as how I viewed the interview. I didn't say he shouldn't give long answers.
So then myself, I don't need to tell you why he took long to answer.
No,
it is not my.
You can't. But yes, what you doing? No, yes, what you doing with the question? Oh, you attacking the man? You like they told the man not to wrong?
No, I didn't say you're attacking the man. No, I never used the word attack.
Prince,
this Anthony Gay, when people made allegations of
some of the analysis that were made against Barack Obama, he used to take too long to answer questions. Same thing was made.
Barack Obama different from TOWAH. Barack Obama, different political period. They ever told Barack Obama that he killed people? They ever told
Prince,
Barack Obama
I'm just making reference. Okay, you know what, Prince? I don't think we have your post analysis.
I think I need to interview you, Anthony Gay, because you say you
want
to be.
Oh, that's all I need. That's all I need. We need to have an interview the same.
Say you don't want to come clean, I will come clean on you. Why Josephine Sulu say Anthony always upset? Your couldn't was just say you always upset.
Josephine Sulu said, I didn't go praising her for the work that she recently did. I pick up on the call that what she told me.
Where she did?
She distributed food during the season in Grand Gila in Seattle.
But did you see it?
With a different conversation than my brother.
Did you see it? At least if you saw it, you should have praised his sister. I mean, to give people food.
No, Uriah Soon was going live and said, nobody has done what Josephine Sulu has done. And I said, Uriah, you don't know everything that everybody else is doing in the county. Just praise the sister and leave it as that. To say nobody has done what she has done, that is not true. You don't know what other people have been doing. Not because
nobody has done it in the county. The sister is the first person.
Yes, that's what he said.
But the sister issue with you, Mr. Gay, maybe you saw it and you didn't tell her things. For at least feeding people that day, when some people never have food to eat. So, Anthony Gay, great Mr. TOWAH interview.
No, he, like I said, he's a well-accomplished man, well-educated, understand the issue, know the terrain. I mean, he's a great speaker. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong at all. He understands the issue. He's very brave. He's not afraid to speak on the issue. I don't have no problem with him, when it comes to the education, his wisdom and all of that stuff. I just fundamentally disagree with some of the things that he said. Point number one, the people have to petition him. It is a political cliche in Liberia that a politician must be petitioned in order to serve the people. If you have a conviction, and that conviction cannot push you enough to run for office, that people should petition. Many of the folks that you're talking about don't even understand governance. Don't even understand the functionality of different sectors of government. All right, that will be your petitioners. You understand? But politicians have become a cliche in Liberia where you should be petitioned, and then they use that. Oh, the people ask me to serve them. And the people ask me to serve them. You understand? But it's the difference. When you have a dream and you have a vision, that vision bearer and that conviction in the heart, which is that driving force, is different. The legs of Barack Obama, the legs of Dr. King, the legs of Ibrahim Traoré, whatever means, when you have a vision in your heart, you go for something. There's Zoran Mamdani in New York. These people have a vision. They have a vision, and that vision is perpetrated by a conviction. You understand? Prince, nobody told me to say Anthony run. I'm a professional in my field. I don't need to run for office to be successful. Guess what? But I found the need to run.
People not tell you to run. Suppose somebody tells somebody to run. Is it bad? That's the question.
This man already has a political ambition. He already knows he want to run. He knows it.
How you know the man won't run? The man told you say he won't run yet? He said that when the boy petition me, I will continue. I will not say no
Prince,
to my people.
It's a cliche. What is in this thing you're not understanding? It is a cliche. That, when the people petition me, when the time is right, that's a political cliche. I'm being honest with you. Most of the petitions are arrange his own funding, his own money will go into that. They will arrange everything. They will do everything. You will pay.
Why would you assume like that? Why would you assume? Why would you, so in Liberia people
That's
have
what
to
I've
arrange
been
those
done
things?
in time past, and that's what you're gonna do. Watch.
Oh my goodness, I don't understand
What?
it. I can't. You can't. I mean, you want to be a political man in our county. You can't just assume up regularly and say things about people. You say if it's Johnson,
here,
I'm gonna do it.
Let me just say this here.
You got any issue? You have personal issue against TOWAH?
No, he's competent. And I will embrace the fact if he's in the race that we all can compete. If he wins, he wins. And I will walk up to him and
Josephine want to come confront you. She said, I'm going to send her the link. You okay with that?
No, my man. If she want to we come to do, if she come to do post analysis or she come to confront me.
Post analysis on your talking.
No. Please. Please, I'm begging you. I don't.
Josephine, I send a link to you. Come in there. You have to be professional.
If you bring her here, I will politely leave. If I'm on the show and she's invited,
why you want to escape from your sister? She distributed food in your county. Why?
Listen, but Prince,
you
my point. You are a media person. You can't have a show like this. You can't have a show.
Anthony, if you don't see it, but why you assuming what the woman coming to say? She just said, "Prince, send me the link." She didn't say she coming to kind.
Prince, listen here. You just said the woman coming for all the discuss about her.
No, I don't know where she coming to talk. She just said send me the link. A lot of people even got there. He didn't say I'm gonna send a link.
Okay. Let me conclude my part.
Why you want to escape? Why you want to escape from the sister?
Me, Prince Douglas, do I look at an escapee? Look at my face.
You just say when she comes on.
Regardez-moi, mon frère. Est-ce que moi, je suis un gaou? Ou bien je suis un gars qui va frapper?
I don't know if you're a gaou, but you just told me that when she comes, you'll leave.
No, because it defeats the purpose of the sports analysis, right? I asked some geopolitical questions.
Maybe she want to contribute. You don't even know if she wanted to contribute to what TOWAH said.
But Prince, we should focus on Dr. TOWAH's interview. Let's focus on Dr. TOWAH's interview. I asked some geopolitical question. I asked one question with a baby in that question. Prince, let's be fair here. The AEA nations are moving forward. They just launched their own bank. They raised $1 billion United States dollar without any foreign aid. In the last 2 to 3 years, Burkina Faso have been striving, Niger striving, Mali striving. They have their own currency that's soon to be launched. You understand? They have formed a joint military task force, 5,000 men and women from 3 countries. You understand? To confront the counter-terrorism.
But the honorable man, I'm sorry, he's gonna give you ECOWAS policy. It's not policy.
Prince, I expected a diplomatic answer from him. He cannot.
What he gave.
And I just said I expected, and that's what he did. I'm not against what.
You said you expected, like he didn't give it.
Again, Prince, I think you're not allowing me to.
Let me talk to Mr. King TOWAH here. We are analyzing Mr. TOWAH's interview. So it's not too sure. All over the world, when you see the poor acting, the president and talk, or whoever talk, the people can't analyze what they're talking. So it's not too sure in one. So eventually you got one of your device, not okay, either your camera or your microphone. You're in the back here, but they say one of your devices is not on. So put it on, then you come back on.
Yeah, just so
he talked about
the interview of Dr. TOWAH. If we will discuss
he talked about the farm.
Yes.
He got a farm in Grand.
That's his personal That's something personal to him. That's not my
problem. He hiring people though. So it's
but he said he hiring Nigerians. Oh, it's fun. That's why he hiring Nigerians. You know,
who you hire on your farm? Who you hire?
Okay, come on. When we had the farm project ongoing, we have
Liberians.
We have Liberians.
Yeah, Mosi people.
No. We didn't hire a single Mosi man on that farm. We have Nigerians, we have Bongis, on that farm. Come on, I beg you, man. We didn't hire no Burkina Faso. Not a single Burkina Faso on our payroll. So
TOWAH imported in Nigeria for Lagos.
So again, the people ask me how did you create them, but the people are great. They say I hired Nigerian. But Prince, no, in all fairness, He's a fine,
But Anthony, do you think he was
elderly man, well educated. He spoke with wisdom. Again, hey, Kekula Poto style of politicking. These are kind of politicking that we gotta be very mindful of. What in it for me? How does it benefit me? That's what Kekula Poto did throughout his political career.
But the man just told you why he did it, to benefit a lot of his people. And what did he do at that time with Taylor? He got there, a lot of
Prince,
crime
you
people were
didn't see my
giving,
post?
a lot of people were giving the green light to leave from Monrovia and go to Grand Gila. You don't want to get a man credit for that?
Listen, Charles Taylor marginalized the crown people. That's what formed Model. You know the history of Model?
Exactly.
So our people were marginalized by the very Taylor he supported,
So
even though he was in close proximity of Taylor. The formation of Model
you can't take that from Taylor.
Listen here.
Listen, behavior from him.
Prince, you allow me to say something now without interruption. I am an aspirant. You understand? Allow me to flow freely, at least for a minute.
Yeah, I see Nina here on the NEC channel. I don't
okay. But aspiring doesn't mean I'm a candidate. Aspiring doesn't mean I'm a candidate.
When I go aspire to be ANC chairman in Grand Gila.
So let me just say this, right? His proximity to Taylor did not prohibit Taylor from marginalizing our people. That led to the formation of Model. Let us be clear. So, yes, Madame Doe benefited. She praised President Taylor and Madame Salih. Yes. But to the larger extent, our people, Taylor was an elected president for crying out loud. And he marginalized our people that led to the formation of Model.
So
and
what that got to do with that?
Purpose was to get Taylor out of Grand Gila and Liberia, and they succeeded at that. After that, Model went away, and we had the Ghana Peace Accord. That is the reason why Thomas Yaya Nimena was rewarded by the Grand Gileans. He saw the kind of vote they gave him, right? Even though the first and second time he attempted to run, they didn't give him that vote, but they still recognized his effort and rewarded him that kind of votes. He had the highest votes in the county history in terms of senatorial election. It is undisputed. And so we should recognize these things. I'm not going to take away from his service to the nation. He did his part. He did what he know how to do best. And we, are grateful for that. We will seek his counsel if need be. He's an elder statesman. His counsel will always be welcome. I'm not against him for that, but I'll also embrace the opportunity to go against him if he should contest in the senatorial race 2029. And we will have the debate very respectfully, void of name calling, and we will share the contrast where we think we will be a better fit for the people in the current dispensation than him. Yeah, so
I see that.
Yeah, so definitely.
So what do you think he did? You say, what he did with the interview, he spoke well.
Yes, he did extremely well. Look, Prince, listen, anyone who breaks the storm.
Can you debate TOWAH? Let's say Anthony Gay and TOWAH is senatorial. Can you debate him and win him?
Look, Prince, I can guarantee you, I can stand on our stage respectfully and outline a forward march plan for Grand Gila County that the people of Grand Gila County themselves will see the true nature of what I'm presenting and make the case. Look, there is a thing here. We should not discourage any young person or any older person to run. Any competent Grand Gila.
Nobody discourage that notion that people want to discourage. No, Anthony.
Yeah.
You are over 40 years old, so you're not young. You're not youth. You're a man. So obviously, according to the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, you are qualified under the laws to contest. Correct. So is TOWAH.
Absolutely. I just fundamentally have some disagreement with him. He's a fine Grand Gilean. I am proud of
what are those disagreements?
some of the disagreement, the fact that, here's what I see, right? The fact that ECOWAS is a toothless bulldog in West Africa whose operations, and you ask that question, ECOWAS was in charge when the late Doe were executed. They even cajole here talking to that free folk. And we saw what happened, the aftermath. My own dear uncle was executed that very same day alongside with Doe. ECOWAS, they now hold these
So
people.
what TOWAH got to do with ECOWAS? What TOWAH got to do with ECOWAS?
It's about it.
ECOWAS has its rules and regulations, things are written on there. You work with them, you follow the policy and follow this. You expect the TOWAH to go in and change things? Don't catch your president. Don't do this. Don't do that.
So let me just say this.
Okay.
Geopolitically speaking, ECOWAS have not helped West Africa to move forward. In fact, most of the corrupt leaders are being protected by ECOWAS top leadership. The likes of
why are you linking it with TOWAH? I want to know the connection with TOWAH. That TOWAH went there. That TOWAH not let the head of ECOWAS where you could sit in the plane and change the rules of ECOWAS.
Prince, let me say this. Job that we take this job based on our conviction and conscience. We take this job based on our conviction and conscience. If I profess to be a pan-Africanist, I will not conform to any kind of imperialism that will impede the movement and the functionality of my people. ECOWAS is not in the best interest of West Africa. And you have seen countries that left ECOWAS are doing exceedingly well compared to countries who are.
TOWAH should not have taken a job with ECOWAS. I want that correlation with TOWAH working for. He shouldn't have taken a job.
Prince, every man has a choice to make, and that choice can haunt you or benefit you. We all have made decisions in our lifetime that have been beneficial to us or that also cost us. We take full responsibility of every action that we have taken in our life. And so he was not coerced to take the job at ECOWAS. He made a conscious decision to work there.
Well, was it bad?
That is up to him to know
what up to you, because you're trying to stick this thing on is working with ECOWAS. And you know that Liberia is part of ECOWAS. You got representatives that are on ECOWAS there. So why can't you remove them saying you have issues? So you're telling us
he's a very competent man.
Listen, now when ANC take over the Republic of Liberia, ANC, your political party, are you support your withdraw your ECOWAS delegation?
Let me just say this to you. We will not have our. What question did you ask?
If ANC takes over the Republic of Liberia, you're going to pull all your ECOWAS members from there?
I will not be seeking.
I don't understand it. You're confusing me.
No. But Prince, hold on now. You're asking a question that is completely out of my jurisdiction. I'm not seeking the presidency. If I were seeking the presidency, and if I were to be elected president of the Republic of Liberia, I would take a stand that would benefit Liberia. I would definitely take a stand that would benefit Liberia. Prince, yes, what I see.
Even the people who are watching the show, you're confusing the people with TOWAH involvement with ECOWAS. So I shouldn't have taken ECOWAS position. You shouldn't have taken it because you're saying that every decision we made will have consequences. We understand that. But the job came up. The man is from the ECOWAS region. He's not from Egypt. He's from ECOWAS region. He applied. He got the job. He went. He worked. There are protocol there. ANC went to Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has its protocol where you go down bend. They tell you what to put in the thing to place it. You couldn't bend it. You worked it.
Let me say this. I can only speak for myself. I, Anthony Wulu Gay Sr., will not work for any organization that has tainted character.
He left at you. Coca-Cola giving people diabetes around the world.
Again, pay attention here. You
and you support someone who work with Coca-Cola.
First of all,
that gave people diabetes and continue to give people diabetes.
Listen here. Prince, hold on. It's easy to use that kind of cliche and run with it. So let me just say this, right? First and foremost, outside of water, the second consumed product in the world is coke.
You know what coke doing to people?
Listen here. Let me say this to you. Nobody is forced to purchase coke. Nobody is under any obligation to drink coke. People take it on their own volition.
So TOWAH had the right to the wealth with ECOWAS. He's
Absolutely.
on the region. He's on the region. TOWAH didn't go to ECOWAS to make any decision.
That is a choice he made.
People in the other place.
But Prince, hold on here. Hold on.
Because the whole analysis here is your problem that you have with TOWAH working with ECOWAS. You think ECOWAS is a tainted organization.
It is a tainted organization.
ECOWAS. So my question to you here, you have representatives, you have two of your lawmakers that are there on the ECOWAS, serving at the ECOWAS.
Yeah, Snow is one of them.
Snow is one of them. So so my thing now, you're confusing me here that ECOWAS, no Liberian should work with ECOWAS.
Prince, the organization is not benefiting the region. Period. Let's make progress. There's so many other things he said that will get unfold. Let's leave ECOWAS alone. Let's make progress.
TOWAH talked about he going to Grand Jide County, and he sits on the board too. Also, the
board of trustees of the university. You ask Dr. TOWAH if that building worth $1.2 million or worth the amount they say it worth. He said he can't make a prediction. He can't what it got. Prince, you don't need a rocket scientist to tell you that structure over there doesn't worth $500,000. There is nothing complicated in that structure to say, oh, this other material that they use, it was some kind of break from a specialized country that needed specialized attention and all of that. No.
But was TOWAH on the board at that time when the building was built?
Prince, he wasn't. You did not build that place.
No.
But you have invested in construction in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
From your experience on the material you purchase and everything and the labor costs and everything, you can deduce that that building does not worth $1.2 million. My man, the 12 for mother calling me, oh. Some roof to check on my phone. You understand?
Maybe they want to give you information.
He's a fun analyst man, my man. When you listen to the man speak, he commands the room. He presents himself very well.
But the man said he's not going to rush. He's an editor man. He's not going to rush to conclusion. He's going to do an investigation. Going to look there. Anyone who is found liable will be held liable. He said it. Anybody who is involved in taking money, that's what the man said. What you want the man to do? Grab the people, say, no, tomorrow I'm going to catch the pool, I will bring the pool and post them. You want that? I think that's to me, that's the appropriate thing he just did.
The Prince, this is post-analysis. It's my opinion of my observation.
So I have the right to question your opinion. I don't have the right.
No, you cannot question my opinion. It is my opinion, in my view. That is the thing that I'm entitled to, right? I'm entitled to this opinion. But here's the thing, right? I would love the opportunity to have an exchange on a debate stage, right? I kid you not. I would love to have the opportunity to be on a debate stage and put forward policy issue that can transform.
Who you want to debate with?
Any candidate for that matter.
Can you debate Chief Dr. TOWAH?
Absolutely.
He's gonna murder you. He's gonna murder you though.
Murder me in what sense?
In the whole thing, what topic we're gonna put forward?
Prince, the most important thing today in Liberia, in Grand Jide area specifically, is job creation, access to quality education, healthcare, right? Food sufficiency of our people. How to present these things to our people? Look, I don't believe in buying a motorbike for a young man that will break down 6 months. I believe in giving a young man a skill set that he can afford to buy 10 motorbikes in his career. You understand?
Okay.
That's what we believe in.
We gotta go, Mr. Gay. We've been here 3 hours 40 minutes.
All right, so let me close with this, right? Let me close with this.
Close up, Mr. Gay. Tomorrow, bring in Marie people here. They can't.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you that question. So, but Prince, let me close with this, right? Grand Gillette County deserves better. Every Grand Gillette deserves a better Grand Gillette County. It would be a good thing for us to have a policy debate that will put our people back to work, grant our young people vocational training, grant them access to quality education, grant them access to quality health care, grant them access to the 21st century technological economy where they can also work from home by having access to internet and electricity. They can work from home right in Zwetru and work for corporations across the globe without moving out of Grand Gillette County. These things are possible for young men and women to be able to take advantage of international student exchange program that can bring up to thousands and thousands of young men and women from Grand Gillette County into the diaspora for them to study and improve their living condition. They are not born to be battle crier and beg or become a bear bug of politicians. They do deserve a better Liberian, deserve the opportunity. Some of them will even do better than some of us if given the same opportunity that we were given. But those opportunities will not come walking to that door. We have to champion that cause, fight for that right, get them the opportunity for them to strive. This poverty in Liberia is by design. And it's been designed by the executive branch of government and the legislative branch of government. They designed this poverty. Keep the people where they are. Don't give them the opportunity to strive. Keep them where they are. So when electoral process come around, we go there and vote again and win the seat. That's why they came up with this whole thing of legislative project where representatives get $100,000 extra money outside of their salary and $150,000 for senators. Great genius and Liberians at large deserve the opportunity to this economic path where they themselves can be granted great job opportunity. But we got to prepare them for the future. We have lost 2 generations of our people who did not have the opportunity to go to school during the war. Those people may not be able to go through the regular academic procedure, but they can be given adult education and vocational training. And these are things that we need to do for our people. Until then, we will have a nation going at each other. So, Prince, I want to thank you for the opportunity. I'm always available. This weekend, I'm off. The following weekend, I'll be working. So, every other weekend, I'm off. This is my weekend off. If you need me for to have in-depth exclusion interview, I'll make myself available. But we got to talk to our people. We got to make the case for our people. And the young people deserve opportunity because they understand the struggle, and we can speak that language to our young people. I started as a Shushan boy, and I don't shy away from that. As a Shushan boy, and today I am where I am, and they too understand the struggle that I stand in that same gap that they are standing in right now. So we need to have this conversation for our people to have a better opportunity. So any Grandian who is qualified can jump in the race. I will not sit here to discourage anyone. But I'm embracing this storm so we can have the conversation and give our people, opportunity, choices, options, so they can make that decision.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gay. But you didn't talk about the sister distribution of food. You saw the thing. You didn't give her. You didn't commend her. You're gonna do that?
No, I commended her. She only saw the comment. I commended her. Even when I called the phone, I commended her. She said I needed to apologize. I said, no, I don't have to apologize to you.
Apologize for what?
That's the same question I asked. Apologize for what, right? I commended her. The only thing I said on Uriah post was, she's not the only person that did it. So by him saying she's the only person who has done so in the history of the country and the county, that is not of the district, that is not fair. This young man, what did he?
Kunambo district?
Yes. Have you heard of Getty Meyer?
He distributed food there?
Getty Meyer been doing a lot of this, creating jobs for young people in Grand Gillette.
No, they're talking about feeding. I think he meant feeding people.
I'm just telling you one person who also creating jobs for young people.
No, the point
They
here, we're
found
not
it.
creating job, Anthony. It was giving food on the
Prince,
festival season.
we can unearth all the people who are dumb kind. Other people are giving money to farmers, like some are giving money, pay people to brush people farm, all that, that giving them opportunities, right? We can't get, you get somebody something, you can't come talk about it. So, I mean, would you leave it under the water like that? You pay people to brush somebody a whole 2, 3, 4, 5 hectare of farm, and those things, we've done it, right? So we can't come here and be beating chests. We did it because some of these people, they don't have.
Anthony, that's how we're going to leave it. Thank you very much, my brother. Be safe out there and stay safe. Thank you.
Yes, Sigma, we have it up. Sigma,
The Lord shall unto us.
we carry na jumo. Depi abrewa depi yo, gberi anatate, akubiri ki anseri akeri kwa na nubi o. We love you, yeah, love you, yeah, yes, yeah, you know, no one, you don't tell. What I'm making, Ìgbẹ́yà kúrò dùdúró, ní àkẹ́rí pàṣẹ yìí ó dùdúró, tó àbẹ́ àgbáyà Daniel ó dùdúró. Bóyìnbó ní kíkalẹ̀, kàbí kákàmù ní òye, wí ìṣe wí yó. Èyàn ládàtẹ̀ ìṣe wí yó. Níbi àtàkà dòdò ṣe wí yó. Ní àkẹ́rí pàṣẹ ìṣe wí lẹ̀. Tó àgbáyà Daniel ṣe wí yó. Báwọn gbẹ̀rí àfẹ́rí ẹ̀ máa àkùrùtì ó. Wí yé sínú òye. Wí sínú ẹ̀ bá mi ẹ̀ o. Yé sínú wí sínú ẹ̀ bá mi ẹ̀ o. Ìkẹ́bílẹ̀ ní àwọn.
I think that the music, and I play ma. I know you can't me Romeo STS. He did a car show and tell me what that TS stand for. Maybe that TS stand for can and go. Can and go. Yeah, so that why you not hear me. I was playing the music, so I had to load the music. Tomorrow I will bring on the people from Marie's camp to come. Romeo TS Kana. I mean, you can come here. You got the Yes to Zoe movement. Now they got the other guy. We need to hear these things. You guys are doing a lot of great things over there. You went into Bower 2 zone over there and talked to the people there. Met all these people that were dancing everywhere. People celebrating. That's a good thing for our people. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have a wonderful time. God bless everybody. Stay safe out there. Don't get in trouble. Don't get in trouble. Sometimes I try to talk like Donald Trump, but he's a tyrant, so I don't want to conclude to talk like he's a tyrant. So that's how we're gonna let it go. He's a dictator. I don't operate with dictators. So we gotta go. Good night. God bless you. The people in Monrovia right now at 3:45, so 8:45 to them. They're about to go to bed, go to sleep, go to church tomorrow. So again, Romeo, I gave it up to Senator Zoe Emmanuel Peno in this one. But not going to the church, the AG church, or whatever church. Because if we're going to go there that day, we're going to be, anything we're going to happen, we're going to say, oh, the senator, because he works at the House of Error now. He's an error man. We're going to say, oh, the senator should have known better. You know, he said he didn't add like Moses Akara Gray to go on LU campus. I gave it up to Senator Zoe Emmanuel Peno. He said, no, my citizens are there, they are angry. Let me go to 2 zone, spin with my people in 2 zones sometimes, then I go to Monrovia. And that's what he did. I clap for the senator. And you know what the senator, when he does right, we give it to him. When we criticize him too, we criticize the senator, I was right. But that his uncle they call Fester Zion, who Samuel Doe sent to Israel to go train with the Satu. The Israeli trained that man, well-trained man. He came for him to be around, he cussing. to defend his cousin that some of them ran away from Doe after getting all that training. Now in Maria, when somebody question Doe, he threatened the president. I look at him and say, "Lo, you madodi. That NSA, what Doe carry is so carry put you in NSA. You from West Side to the guy you do NSA, even though you're not bad, but now to threaten people. People got to read the questions though, Emmanuel Panel. And that's what we're gonna do. I just said it. The man that I don't know who gave him that idea. Don't go in the church. Go, leave them. That was great. I gave it to the senator. God bless the senator.